The family reunion.
Good. We here. We here. We got family in the building. Yes.
100%.
Yes. Come on.
Oh, my favorite kind of water. My favorite brand. I love it.
What kind is that?
I love
Oh,
it.
that's that rich people water.
I don't know about rich, but it's delicious. Definitely delicious.
Man, look, I'm depressed, right? Only because I'm looking on the timeline. I'm waiting for the Jay-Z Night 3 joint to start. So I'm watching it just so I can make myself even more sadder that I'm not there.
That's why
imagine how I feel because I live on the J and the Z line, and literally like the J and the Z train passed right past my apartment, and I'm not sure if you guys saw, but they shrink wrapped the J and the Z trains, so it's the J and the Z trains outside they're covered with Hove's hands throwing up the diamond.
Oh,
So
man.
every time the train goes by, I just see the hands just going by my apartment like
Hey, bro. I've been extremely jealous of everyone who went to either one of these concerts, either on Friday, on Saturday, or today. And I love the videos. And I'm very happy for everyone who gets to experience it. But man, every time I just be like, I should have just paid that bread, bro.
Yeah. And it's not even just so much the concert itself, it's just like the energy in the city, like in totality when it comes to these concerts, because we also had the pop-ups here too. They were here. There was one here in Brooklyn, there was another one in Lower East Side, and this past week from I think the last day is today, if I'm not mistaken, but they did one in the Bronx as well. So it's just a whole bunch of energy that honestly I haven't felt as far as like, hip hop since like Jay was out here like dropping every summer. Like it feels very reminiscent of when the Blueprint came out, when he was just on his run. So I love that as far as like being a New Yorker and a hip hop fan.
dog, my missus just sent me the what you was just talking about with the train. And I don't know if she was sending it to me just to make me even sadder, but because I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, man, you know what I mean? All the videos I saw online, I was hitting the dislike button. I was like,
my man said dislike.
Want this happiness for you?
Perpetual hate emotion. I love it.
Look, there was a brother up there. I saw he's been there all 3 nights on 4 seats. I was like, bro, what do you do?
Nigga, that's wealth. That's absolute wealth.
And I think the crazy thing is like one or two things that happened for me. One, I could have, definitely gone to at least one of the nights for sure. But also I probably wouldn't even have to try that hard if like I really, really reached out to like one of like my old like industry connects. It's not even a flex, like it was a guarantee. But if I would have like probably like finagled my way into like, linking somebody that I knew, because I know at least one person that works for Rock Nation. At least one. At least one is in the contact. Like somebody's assistant to an assistant
Come on.
that works there. I probably could have pulled it off, but it was just like, then it was like, damn, what I'm gonna wear? Then do I go to the Blueprint night? Do I go to the Reasonable Doubt night? Do I go to Extra Innings? It's like it was just so much to the point where it's just like, I'm just gonna sit at home and hate just because I'm indecisive about what to do in this situation right now.
Hating
and that brings me to I was about to say this brings me to my question. If you got to choose one night to go to, which one would you go to?
I would have to go to Blueprint night.
That was going to be my answer.
And the only reason I say that is because when Reasonable Doubt came out, I had to be all of what, like maybe 9 when Reasonable Doubt came out. So like I heard Reasonable Doubt, but like I didn't hear it, if that makes sense. When the Blueprint came out, I'm a freshman in high school. Like my concept of like hip hop and understanding of, lyricism to that degree has like it's evolved. So like I'm into hip hop now at that point. And that was one of the albums that like got me through, you know, the earliest stages of being a teenager and being involved in hip hop the way that I am now. So it would definitely have to be Blueprint Night, because when I first heard the Blueprint, you couldn't tell me there was a better rapper on the planet than Jay-Z.
Because there wasn't.
Like that. I remember the first time I heard The Ruler Is Back, I was like,
All the
Yeah.
drum.
oh my God. Like
Boom,
to this
boom.
very, and then back in the day, when you had the CDs, of course, you know, like with certain albums, they had bonus tracks, but they weren't listed.
Mhm.
So at the end of Mama Love Me, and then you hear Lyrical Exercise, and like I wasn't expecting to hear this, and then you hear Girls, Girls, Girls remix, and I'm like, there's more here. So like it definitely would have to be Blueprint, the Blueprint for sure. But I've grown to appreciate Reasonable Doubt. I didn't understand the significance of Reasonable Doubt and just how fly Reasonable Doubt was until probably I was around like 18. Because that's when I started to go back and digest a lot of like albums that I probably was born when they came out. But again, I'm super young, so I didn't understand them the way that an adult who was around for hip hop during that time would understand them. So that's when I went back and Reasonable Doubt, Illmatic, you know, 36 Chambers, and really just like, okay, this is like this was the motion at the time. So funny enough, I actually played Dead Presidents 2 for my son a few weeks ago. And like the way that he was vibing to it, it was just like this like cool full circle moment of like I was around his age when Reasonable Doubt came out, and now, you know, 30 years later, here I am listening to Dead Presidents 2 with my son, and he's vibing to it the way I was vibing to it when I first heard it. So
Mhm.
Bro, listening to Dead Presidents 2 is a life changing experience for me.
Experience.
It's a life changing experience. On Gerard, what's up, baby? What's
What's
going
good,
on?
folks?
Got a couple people in the building. My man Jamar, what up? What up? Uh,
Nah.
what, here. So I would have picked night one. I would have picked reasonable doubt to go to. And like same with you. Like I was 6 when Reasonable Doubt dropped. But like I remember my older brother, was in his 20s. So like I remember like he had like the demo tapes. He had the, you know what I mean? Like I remember him having the album. I remember seeing the cassette tape in his room. And then like going back, like I'm not gonna say it's my favorite J album, but like to me, there's no skips on Reasonable Doubt. Like it's a like I to this day can start Reasonable Doubt, just let it play. You know what I mean? Like, and even down to like just the way this weekend started, like Beyonce cutting his hair in Yankee State, like you know what I mean? Like you getting that old feeling. Like it felt like somebody said, it's like you got the rebirth of Jigga. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm like, yo, we on a different spiritual path right now. Hold on.
And I feel like this is a conversation I was having with some of my homies the other day. Independent of Jay, I just like where we are as far as hip hop right now, where the myth of this being a young man's game is starting to be debunked.
100%.
Because you listen to like a lot of the dope music that's coming out right now is by people who are like 40 and up right now. Like, you know, no matter how you may feel about, you know, Drake or whatever the case may be, definitely he, you know, has an album of the year contender with Iceman, you know, for sure. You know, the way he bounced back from the battle and the way that people have been able to receive him off of this album alone. He, of course, Kendrick, and you even look, yesterday made a year that Let God Sort Him Out drop. And that's still an album that's getting a ton of play. Ti's last project, and I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but the track that Fat Joe and Jada premiered on their podcast with Stove God,
Fire.
that joke.
Fire.
So
Fire.
yeah, and I'm just like, it's like a lot of people who are significantly older than what people designate hip hop to be as far as age range go. Those are the ones that are like really making the dope music right now. And then you have Jay, who, for all intents and purposes, we've never seen anybody in hip hop reach the status that he's reached as far as like being somebody in his 50s and being revered in the same way that a lot of like white rock acts are revered. Like Jay is our, Rolling Stones. Jay is our, Led Zeppelin. Like somebody who has been doing it so long, but can still go on tour and generate a level of excitement and buzz amongst the people that grew up with him. But it's not necessarily a nostalgia act. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely the old music, but it's packaged in a way that's more suitable to us who grew up with him. So I think that specifically him being back out the way that he's been back out, for the celebration of Reasonable Doubt and the Blueprint, and then a lot of people saying how this may lend itself to an album coming out, like
Friday. I
and
need Friday.
Yeah. You said
and
Friday. Yo,
so
do
like
you? I just want. Oh my bad. I ain't make that
no,
joke.
go ahead, bro.
No, so like I wish people could understand, like younger people could understand how big of a moment like watching Jay and Nas come together.
Oh my
Like
God.
it's not like they've been on stage together, but that was different. This is totally different than what that other stuff was before when they like squashed it and everything. This was like a monumentous occasion, and now all the money that they are leaving on the table from a Nas and Jay-Z tour that they could easily accomplish, man. I
Yeah.
really wish they would, but I don't see it in the
And it's like you said, we've seen them together on stage plenty of times before, but for some reason this felt different. Like this felt different in a way where like the best way that I could compare it, and I know people are gonna like look at me, ridiculous. I don't mean this in like the most literal sense, but the best way I can compare this is like if we got an opportunity to see Martin and Malcolm grow old
Straight up.
and like and be on stage together, like embracing each other. Like, and again, I'm not saying that, there are Malcolm and Martin, but just like from a reference of like how they're revered in regards to hip hop. They're two very, very big paramount figures. And to see them, especially knowing where Nas is right now, where like Nas over the last, I want to say like 5 to 6 years has been putting out some of the most amazing music. That King Disease series, like the Magic series, like his feature verses that's been on all those Mass Appeal projects that came out last year. Nas has been doing some of the most incredible rapping he's been doing, in his life. And it's, being on top of his business and just still being very visible in hip hop with everything that he's doing with Mass Appeal. And then you have Jay on the opposite side of the spectrum, who's pretty much, no pun intended, the blueprint of what entrepreneurship and longevity looks like in hip hop. To have them two on stage together and the way they traded off rapping over each other's beats with their most like noted songs, it's like that's like the that's the mana.
Shoot, bro, I got emotional seeing Blue playing the piano, playing the keys,
feeling it.
Like I'm looking at the clip. I'm like, yo, did I make some onions or something? Why is this coming out my eyes? You know what I mean? Like even like a moment like that, like, yo,
Yeah. Jay-Z being a dad is I don't want to say weird, but like it's kind of weird in the sense where like I kind of look at myself sometimes like, damn, I'm somebody's father.
straight up.
where it's like really like I'm in charge of somebody's life right now, and that's crazy. So to see Jay like with his daughter, and I remember like when Blue was born, so to see her be on
100%.
stage playing the piano and like it's the opening notes to feeling it, it's like yeah, as somebody who grew up in hip hop, and I have to keep emphasizing that because like we grew up in hip hop, like we weren't fans of a specific artist, and that was a gateway to like us liking similar music that's centered around that artist. Like no, we enjoyed hip hop across the board. So for us to be able to see that as adults and to understand like not just the journey of these artists, but to understand what it's like to kind of like grow up, in the most literal and figurative sense, to encounter some of the things that we heard them rap about in one way or another, and to see them make it out on the other side and be celebrated by, not just their contemporaries, but fans. I had people, I saw people like flying in from other states to be here. Like, so one of my followers, they're from California and they came to the show.
Oh, we know Erica. She from
Erica.
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 I saw her story. I said, "You live in the greatest life ever. I love this for you.
I was hyped to see that she came, and like I saw people literally like snatching up tickets last minute to go, and like it's dope, especially because like I'm from the Bronx, so to see that sort of energy, and at first I was kind of like, I kind of do have like some sort of like, issue to a certain extent with, Jay and his politics, but like I feel like when with a lot of people, you can't have the conversation of like both. Where like, yes, I can take some exception to like some of the things that he may say, but that's not damning enough for me to feel like everything that he's accomplished and everything that he's put out as far as an artist is just like something that I can't like you be very, very disingenuous to feel like everything that he's done in hip hop is a non-factor just because you don't align with the way he feels about certain things.
Like when
So
you
like,
were bringing up like his like how big he has become. I was gonna call him the ultimate capitalist, but I was like, and I meant it as in a good way, but
yeah.
it is not always looked at as a good way. But that is what he is. He's like
somebody
So
somebody heard you say that like flipping.
but here's the thing though, like, and this is gonna sound like very, very weird. I'm cool with him being a capitalist. I just need him to be cool with it.
Just embrace it. Yeah.
Like I know people are gonna have an issue with like a lot of the things that he said and he's done. And I don't think it's as malicious as a lot of people may make it out to be. I feel like, it's easy to say that, this is done with a certain intention when you're not in a certain room with a person and having certain conversations. Doesn't make it any less nasty as far as the optics and what's actually happening. But nonetheless, I don't think that with the Nets coming here, Jay-Z purposely said, I'm going to displace people in Brooklyn because I don't give a shit about them. But that's just what happened, So I feel like there are people who like just feel that him being a billionaire is just gross across the board. And I get it. I totally understand and empathize in a lot of ways with that sentiment. I just need Jay to just be okay with that.
Man,
like, bro,
you don't like it when they call him a capitalist, man.
it's like, bro, like it's okay. Like it's okay. Like I get it. You want people, but the one thing that I can't give Jay is that a lot of the people he patterns himself after, like the Che Guevaras and like the Fred Hampton, I don't think he understands that despite him having like a revolutionary mindset when it comes to business and ownership, that if those two were alive, they would not fuck with him
at all.
Not in the slightest.
I feel like that's where he kind of gets lost, because I feel like there's no such thing as a rich revolutionary.
No.
So like,
no.
It's like you can't be Robin Hood and live like, the sheriff of Nottingham at the same time. Like it doesn't work that way. But I just need him to understand that that's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like embrace, like get back to like that 98 J, like flaunt this money, dog. Like,
Yeah.
What I mean?
like it's okay. Like,
yeah, it's good. I'm still gonna buy your album. I'm buying the vinyl.
Yeah,
like you good, man.
And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, yo, I literally own every J album. I have the Decoded book. I have the Made in America book. I have the Reasonable Doubt documentary that he did for VH1 on DVD. Like, I am a Jay fan, but I feel like you can have two conversations about Jay-Z, the artist, and, to some extent, Jay-Z / Sean Carter, the businessman. And the two may intersect, but not to the point where you can be completely disingenuous about everything that he has done for hip hop as a whole.
Straight up, man. Straight up. But look, we already 20 minutes and we haven't talked about one lick of wrestling. Let's hit this intro real quick.
Real trap shit.
This is the peak of professional wrestling. I love it.
Once again, you're tuned in to the BG Dub. What up? Hit the subscribe button and pour a cup. We back up soon as Scotty beams. Collar and noble conversation, serve with a side of collard greens. No lows, the biggest heel in the photo. D-Mac and Chad shooting hard from the logo. And off the top rope, starting that guard from a locker room in Philly, they got low. Black guy, BG Dub, throw it up, yo. Wolfpack, throw it up, yo. Sunday night's main event, and we live with it. And this is where we hit the logo.
Got some crappy shoes on. It's never ironed. The shirt is too small. The shitty scarf and the terrible ass haircut. And you think that you're better than moi? Give me a break.
And welcome everyone to the 239th volume of the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
Everybody.
The highest form of intellectual conversation in the professional wrestling space on a Sunday night. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in first, your poetic professor, Scotland Underwood. Peace, love, blessings.
Absolutely. Coming in second, it is your boy FOMO Nolo. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening.
FOMO Nolo. Come on. Homie Chaz is going to be tapping in with us in about 15 minutes. Love the low, love the Mac. But yeah, as you know, on this podcast, we do not do guests. We do co-host. August 22nd, 2022. We did an episode on BGW, you know what I mean, with a young brother from Brooklyn, and it was an amazing conversation, and it was a lot of love and a lot of dialogue, you know what I mean, because this brother is an intelligent soul, an intelligent being, you know what I mean. We've had nothing but the highest form of respect, the highest form of love for this brother, because it's all genuine, you know what I mean. Our circle is small, so the people that we have in our circle is nothing but the highest love. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back on BGW, the homie, the God, Deascent. What's up, baby? Let's go.
Howard Finkel could never.
You wish
He could never.
You wish
What's
us every
up,
time, man.
My brothers, I am happy to be back. And also, shout out to y'all, because it was because of y'all I got to meet Willow Nightingale. So you guys will always be.
Hey,
you guys passed off your Black Girl Magic tickets for me that night since y'all couldn't make it. So
That's
because
right.
of that, I was able to meet Willow Nightingale that night.
hey, man. I remember telling you because I wore your hoodie the first time I got to meet her, and she complimented it, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta tell Deascent when I see him." I gotta tell him when I
Bruh, yeah. Independent of y'all just being fan, like just for the fact that y'all made that happen for me. Y'all will always be at the list of favors if ever needed for me, like kidneys, any essential vital organs that I could spare. I got y'all.
Vice versa, bro. Absolutely. Vice versa, man. You know what I mean? Nolo.
I didn't miss her again. Miss her again. I just couldn't make it to that show. That's all. And that was what was it? That would have been the second time I met Willow, but I've met her 2 times. So I'm happy meeting her 2 times.
Nolo, if you would just stop kidding around, you probably could have met her.
You're funny. I hate you. Just know that. Just know that.
My fault. But of course, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora.
Boom, boom.
We are the home team. Please hit that like, subscribe button. Please follow the Discord, BGW. We up there. Please go follow the Scotland tapes. I've been on a mission to educate the masses, because we got to get rid of the Dave Meltzers of the world. You know what I mean? We got to get rid of these white historians that are messing up the knowledge. You know what I mean? Follow the real historians, Scotland Underwood, Scotland tapes, live on X, please. You know what I mean? But gentlemen, We had a big week. We had a big week ahead of us, or a big week previously. How should we start out, man? Should we start out with controversy or should we start out with joy? You know what I mean? Depending on which one we talk about, could be two different things. But which pick one? Controversy.
Let's go with controversy. Controversy.
Yeah, controversy. Yeah,
I knew what Deascent was going with, so let's go.
Let's go.
Politics. Yo, Sami Zayn, my guy. 9 days as the WWE champion. He went in Monday night ready to defend his title against Cody Rhodes, right? But Gunther, being the whole ass nigga that he is, not accepting his responsibilities, took out Cody, right? We'll get to Gunther a little bit later. Nick Aldis, for some reason, despite being on administrative leave, pops up. He's like, yo, I'm like, you haven't done no championships to Adam Pearce. He's like, I got somebody. Mind you, we're like 10 minutes away from the main event. So Sammy, probably confused. He's like, yo, what's up? Like, what is this? And it's Chicago. And you already know what it is. Phillip Brooks pulls up. Phillip Brooks beats Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship. D, I'm gonna let you get your joy off, man. Get your joy off because you got a conversation we had.
I mean, I don't know why people might feel that I would be biased in the slightest bit when it comes to this particular topic. I don't know why, but all I can say is, we back, niggas. We are back. We are back. Summer Punk. We are back. The only other Phil to bring Chicago championships.
Oh, man.
Facts.
Man.
Facts.
Man.
Nah, I will say, in all seriousness, great match.
Yeah.
Great match. And like, again, like, I think you guys know me well enough that despite me being a very big Punk fan, I could be extremely objective when it comes to having discussions about my favorite wrestlers and a wrestling company that I'm very, very fond of. I think it is very, very understated that CM Punk has given a lot of WWE's top stars their best match. Like the match with Roman, people are saying is probably like the best WrestleMania main event or best WrestleMania match since Shawn and Taker.
Yeah.
The match he had with Finn Balor. I'm more partial to the first one that they had than the second one. The Drew feud, of course.
Yep.
Of course, his match with Seth to kick off Netflix last year. Like, he's been locked in a way that I know a lot of the criticism, especially with his AEW run, was that the time off and the time away and age has done significant damage to him as a performer. But the last year to 2 years, he's really been in a space where he's able to hide some of his deficiencies and been able to tell really, really great stories with the athletic ability that he still does possess. So just wanted to get that out the way as far as like just the match itself. Now, WWE could have avoided this in so many different ways that is not even funny. So you gotta look at the chain of events. So we got the Cody rematch based off of him losing the title at Night of Champions. And you think about the King of the Ring tournament where Oba won, but apparently now the rules have changed because the whole premise was that the person who won gets a title shot at SummerSlam. But for whatever reason, beating up on this hillbilly Brock Lesnar is more important than the title. Okay, cool. So my understanding is that if we were going to get to Brock and Oba at SummerSlam, Oba didn't need to win King of the Ring. Like, if anything, Brock could have flew to Saudi, cost over the match, and we would have wound up with the same results regardless. We could have got Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam if we did that. You could have had Jay win King of the Ring.
Ill.
I know.
You got bigger problems to worry about right now.
Yeah, you could have had Jay win King of the Ring, and then we would have had something else that you could probably like sink your teeth into a little bit more than Cody and Sammy like running it back. So problem right then and there. And I feel like they had to pull the trigger in Saudi because Sammy was getting booed. And if there was any other place where you could probably get that, result where people would be happy about it, because Sami Zayn the character versus Sami Zayn the person are on two different ends of the spectrum right now. We love Sami Zayn the person. Like, I think a lot of people were very excited to see him win just because of this idea that another person who's considered an indie darling wound up winning. And that's something that you can't take away from him. You can say that Sami Zayn was WWE champion. So I was excited to see that happen for him. As far as Sami Zayn the character now, I don't think anybody had him winning or wanting to see him win at this point, just because when we had the opportunity to kind of go in that direction, we didn't take that risk. I said that my personal dream match for this year's WrestleMania would have been Sammy versus Drew for the title, because it's probably like the first real pure vehicle where that would have made sense, where Sammy isn't attached to the bloodline. You have a monster heel in Drew who could really, really like get the best out of a program and deliver a really, really great match that would have been probably like a show stealer at WrestleMania. But for whatever reason, we took the title off of Drew and put it back on Cody for Mania. So there's just so many different things that led up to why a lot of people may feel like what happened on Monday was a big mistake. And I'm not necessarily against them feeling that way, as big of a Punk fan as I am, but is 9 days a little bit egregious, to have somebody hold the title, especially somebody that a lot of people wanted to see hold the title at one point? Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Just because, and I said this a few years ago, I do to a certain extent look at Sami Zayn as a Mick Foley-esque character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, despite him being like, a more, athletic, and obviously like a more, technically gifted wrestler than Mick Foley ever was, the character at its core is a very, very like Mick Foley-esque character, especially when he's a babyface, and to some extent when he was doing the stuff with the bloodline, because it was this idea of somebody who was in over his head. And that's pretty much how Mick Foley was when he was with the corporation, a doofus, for lack of a better term, who just seemed in over his head and just like wanted to be a part of something. So I get giving him that moment, pretty much in the same way that, Vince gave Mick his moment when he beat Rock. And again, I can understand why people may have an issue with like it being such a short reign, but I don't think it was Punk going to Triple H going, "Hey, give me the belt." That's probably like my only knock, and the reason I say that is because not too long ago, we were saying that Sammy was doing the same thing. Because remember, the whole Sammy Hogan narrative was floating around online. So like, is it Uchiwali or is it one Mike? Like, who's politicking? Because if the argument was, Sammy Hogan, even though I hate that term because people use it wrong all the time, if the idea was Sammy Hogan and then Punk comes in, and now it's CM Hogan, isn't it less, him burying a talent than it is out politicking somebody who was politicking themselves, if that's the narrative?
Let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you. We about 3 weeks away from Punk choking somebody backstage at SmackDown. We don't know who yet. If I had to pick, it's probably going to be Kit Wilson. Trust me. We'll run it back. But here's the thing.
Why Kit Wilson get it, man?
Is nuts.
Why Kit Wilson got to get the choke out?
I don't know. Punk go see the long hair. He gonna get flashbacks to the Jungle Jack
and just snap. And just snap.
What are you doing back here? Look. In some cases, politicking is not a bad thing, right? This company is in shambles, right? You need to politic. I feel like we in an era with WWE and maybe wrestling in general, right? Where business is not booming no more, right? And when I say business is not booming, like we're now at a stage where like arenas are not selling out like that. You know what I mean? That's across the board. So with that being said, there has to be a lot of not downsizing, because that's not the right word. I do feel like the era of the stadium shows do have to go away. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to humble yourself and go back to arenas. That's perfectly fine, right?
Adapting.
Adapt. Thank you.
Adapting.
Right? CM Punk being the WWE champion is good for business. Absolutely. Cody and Punk SummerSlam is good for business, right? But with that being said, I feel like we're getting to a point with the upper echelon of main event talent where there is conflict, whether it's being said or not, right? I think it was a political move for Punk to not be on Raw and to go to SmackDown, right? Cody don't have the sauce that he used to have no more. Let's be for real. Cody not getting those pops no more. I
love Cody. I love Cody.
I don't. So this is easy for me.
He said, "I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for his downfall."
we know. To this day, the when he showed up in, I think it was Dallas, that look on your face.
brother.
You have no idea how much laughter came from me when I was just sitting there watching him.
Look, that Underwood back, man. Look, and that's the thing. Cody is reverting back to that version of Cody Rhodes again. Like we're back to the end of his AEW run. Maybe not to the extent where he has to leave, but we absolutely at that run where Cody is not receptive to the fans. He's not the top star of the company. He's not the quarterback. He's, to me, second string right now. Punk is above him, if we're being honest. I feel like they dangled a carrot in front of Sami Zayn. And like I said, 9 days is outrageous to me. I get it. I do get it. I get it from the business standpoint, right? But you mean to tell, I think it would have been even better if Sami had beat Cody on Monday and then Punk returned and then Punk beat him at Madison Square Garden. I think that would have been a way better, you know what I mean? I fully get why the title switch was done. It was in Chicago, right? But you could have given Sami at least close to her.
Saturday night main event. That's not that far away. It's the 18th. You could have gave that man one more week. You could have gave that.
He could have held it on his birthday.
Yeah, bro. It's literally Saturday. It's next Saturday.
Two full weeks. Look, 2 full weeks.
Like my man Gerard said, man, they gave Jey Uso a month and a half with that belt. I think even they gave him 2. Right? But with that being said, there's 2 ways you can go about this, especially this particular main event. Number 1, somebody has to turn heel, right? This is not a one and done thing. We got to build this up, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it earlier this week, and I want to get Nolo's opinion on this too, and you too, D. I want CM Punk to lean into the Hogan thing. I want CM Punk to. You got a little. Like I didn't even catch it on Monday because I wasn't paying attention. But when he was doing the intro, yes, yeah. Brother, come on,
dog. He knew what time it was. What time? He knew what people were gonna say. Yo, bro,
Punk was.
I need Punk to go on it. 100%. I need Punk to go on like. I need the asshole Punk. That's what I need. I need him to he shows it like every once in a while, just like a quick little barb or something. But nah, I need heel Punk. That's the one.
But
I know everybody's waiting for Cody, but I want Punk.
But my only issue with the heel Punk is that WWE like WWE loves to bastardize what a heel is. Like you look at the Cena heel run, and again, Cena's heel run, the thing that upset me, was the fact that WWE loves to rewrite history. Like we've seen Cena be heel before. So it's like it's not like you really had to do much. Granted, different character because when he was heel, he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, but like it's not that hard realistically, And they kind of were off to a good start because that first promo that he cut, I think it was in Brussels. Yeah, I think it was in Brussels. Like they did have something there. I thought it was like a little bit ill-timed for John to come up with that whole idea of like, you guys never appreciated me when obviously that was at a point when the crowd was appreciating him. But still, you could have found your way out of that and been able to tell some really good stories as far as that character goes. Even when they were like having like the all black, like graphics when he came out, if he just had an all black everything aesthetic as opposed to still having those colorful ass shirts, like I felt like that would have been able to like do something. So there's that. Then you look at when they turned Randy heel and everybody was like, I was probably one of the few people who looked at that when everybody's like, oh shit, oh nah, Randy's back. Like no, he's not. Like it didn't feel the same. Like like again, WWE lives and dies by nostalgia, so it just felt like a replay or rehash of what they felt like people would want to see of Randy Orton in 2026 or whatever as that character. So my only issue is that if we do get heel Punk, it's just going to be an offshoot of Pipe Bomb Punk. And it's not going to be any it's like Punk could cut a promo with his eyes closed, but it's like it's not so much, what you're saying these days is more so what it alludes to. And I'm kind of like I love the suspension of disbelief again when it comes to pro wrestling. I think this is something that AEW has done considerably well. They've gotten away from like the work shoot promos. Even MJF has dialed it back considerably when it comes to like pulling back the curtain in a promo. And I feel like that's all WWE does now. So if you're gonna have a heel Punk, I feel like it's just him just like picking things off the timeline and just throwing it in a promo. And I don't want that. Like I feel like there's a way that you can make him a heel without it just being him just sprouting things that he sees the IWC saying, because we've already beat that drum before.
Dog, I don't even like them keep throwing out the summer of Punk. Like this is not 05 no more, man.
Yeah.
Like, every time CM Punk
years ago.
yeah, man. Like, every time Punk does something in the summertime, it's not the summer of Punk. That was a whole different situation, right?
Yeah.
Like even if you think about it, like that heel turn in 05, that when he was the Ring of Honor champion and he's talking about he's signing his WWE contract on the Ring of Honor. Amazing work, right? When they were doing it with the Pipe Bomb Punk, right? Where they're like, oh, it's Summer of Punk. All right, cool. You know what I mean? We're trying to hit the nostalgia and everything. Bro, this is 2026. Like, let's stop this, right? I want to see Punk bring out red and yellow. I want to see Punk Mania shirts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, I want Punk with the handlebar mustache, man. Like, let's lean all the way into this, man. They already
I want obsessive and obscene lies about things that he didn't do in the business. That's what I want. But even to your point, I feel like now more it's a nostalgia act than anything, as opposed to when it first happened. Back when he dropped the pipe bomb, because back then WWE still had a control of the narrative when it came to pro wrestling. So I don't think there were too many people who were all that privy to like what ROH Punk really was. Now with the introduction of AEW, you kind of do have that back catalog of wrestling fans being more so exposed to like what Ring of Honor really truly was. You,
Chaz,
what's up, Chaz?
What's going on, Chaz?
Ooh.
You send chills up my spine every time I take one look at you. First and foremost, brethren, Nolo, Scott, D, how y'all doing?
What's up?
Good to fucking see y'all, man. I love y'all dearly.
Love you too, man.
Love you too, bro.
Love you.
Voice,
Secondly, Hangman Man got a vasectomy.
I was like, this nigga got a beautiful voice. That was beautiful. That was great, man. That was great.
Shout out to Carla. Shout out to Mother Bailey. You understand? Threw me the alley-oop. Hangman Man got a vasectomy, but I didn't. So, ladies, the option is still on the table, but not now. Not right now. LL Cool C's in the building, man. God bless.
What's up, brother?
Again, Howard Finkel could never.
Oh my god.
Good to see y'all, man.
Good to see you, brother. But yeah, I feel like now to Scotland's point, it's a period of adjustment now that has to happen. And I've seen a lot of the criticism online of like Punk being a hypocrite. Like, no, Punk is what he wanted to be all those years ago.
Mhm.
Punk said, like, you know, like, I get it, the whole voiceless thing, but like people don't understand that, like, that was birthed out of ego, where like Punk was like, why am I not in the main event? Why am I not being featured on this? Why am I not being featured on that? So everything that he is getting now is what he wanted all those many years ago. He wanted to be the main event. He wanted to be the main person on the graphic. He wanted to be the one, you know, that sold the most merch and be treated as somebody that was selling the most merch. So to that point of like him leaning into the whole Hogan thing, like, yeah, we should at this point. And as far as his match with Cody, like Cody's better at chasing. And I'm not on board with the whole Cody being a heel idea, because like if there's anybody who doesn't have a reason to be upset, it's Cody. Like realistically. Like what, like, okay, fans might not fuck with you now, but like that happens in wrestling. Like it's a cycle. Everybody goes through it. And I don't think turning somebody heel with no real motivation as to why they would become a heel is probably like one of the most laziest forms of booking that you could possibly do. Like even to the point where like I say all the time, I don't think Kevin Owens is a heel. Like everything that Kevin Owens has done and said has been justified to some extent, and I feel like that's what makes a good heel. So for Cody to come out and cut a all you people promo, it's like, nah, we're not buying it. So I think somebody has to go heel. I don't think that it's Cody. It's definitely Punk. And if Punk does go heel, you can't just have him be just like a boring, typical heel who just hates the fans.
Does
I want him to be like a menace. I want him to literally ruin people's lives on television. That's what I want Punk to do.
Does the elephant in the room that both of them were in AEW, does this get brought up in this feud?
You have to, like, you have to. Again, I hate the work shoot shit, but like I think WWE does itself a disservice sometimes by not acknowledging that AEW is a thing. It's not even so much to like, you know, to do it to kind of like, you know, undermine them, but like like for everything that, you know, AEW is to pro wrestling right now, they do acknowledge like WWE as canon when they talk about Chris Jericho or like any of its other, you know, superstars that were once in WWE. They include their title reigns. Like they'll say that this person is a 8-time whatever champion. It's not just specific to, you know, AEW's title canon. It's specific to pro wrestling canon as a whole, including WWE. So I don't see how you can have this story brought up between them and not mention AEW. I'm not saying there has to be a continuous beat, and I'm not saying that, you know, you just throw in AEW as a, you know, oh shit moment during a promo, but you have to do it in a way that lends itself to the honest truth about what happened when it came to both of them in that company. Because depending on how you look at it, yeah, completely separate instances of like why one departed the company versus the other, but in a sense, it's kind of the same. And you got to look at how, you know, you kind of have to look at how that played a part in where they are in WWE right now specifically.
Chaz, talk to me, man. What does Cody need to do in this feud? Because he about to get the shit booed out of him for at least 4 weeks, if not more. You know what I mean? So what does Cody need to do to counterpart Punk in this? You know what I mean? Like we can't have the Cody like, well, Phil, I don't want you here. No, you know, we can't do like what does Cody need to do, bro? Talk to me.
I don't know. Slap a baby or something. No, I'm joking.
Slapping a baby is nuts.
Damn. So, okay, so before I got here, the argument is that y'all want to turn Phil into heel?
No, one of them have to turn heel at that SummerSlam. There's no way neither one. Like you just have like a straight up match. That's how we are looking at it.
In theory, if you were going to pull off the Cody heel turn that people have been clamoring for, because I'm with D at this point. It's like at this point, I mean, you know, what does it serve if you're going to do it? But at the same time, if you were looking to have a layup, because we know TKO is scared, so if you were looking to have a layup and figure out the route that you were going to go, you might as well at least try to pull the trigger on Cody and see what it looks like, right? Because the elements of him having this begrudgel would be easy for him to do. I got cheated because of Gunther, because of Sammy. You come out of nowhere, da da da. Like it would be easy for him to do that, and then even lean to the fact, damn, what about me? Like I've been the golden market, and now this motherfucker come back, y'all cheer him. Like it would be easy for him to do it. And again, because of a roadmap, because y'all were talking about Phil, if Phil was to do it, or either Cody was to do it, the roadmap to do so would be John Cena, the ultimate babyface, turned heel, and pretty much was solid on it. You know what I mean? All the way up until, you know, to the end. Outside of that, I don't really know, because Phil could do it because Phil has done it. So it's not like he can't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's easy for him to do so and to be this mega, and even more so going the route of, like you said, I was the voice of the voiceless, but because I wasn't getting my voice heard. Now that I'm getting my voice heard, no, fuck y'all. He could easily go that route. You know what I'm saying? And be on some like Corbin Phil, whatever the case may be. Easily, and again, the John Cena playbook is right there. But I would probably go in the route of Cody, because we've been talking about it for a while. It feels as if Phil is getting the more pops. The Cody pops that we were used to seeing back 03, 04, 05, they're not the same anymore. Right, they're not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? We still get the woes, of course, but it's not the same. When we went to Raw, what was it? 04? I mean 24?
20,
something like that.
2023.
Okay, 2023. Massive. That was my first like wrestling show. Massive, right? Those aren't the same feels anymore. Say whatever you want. Say people are tired of it. People have other people to cheer for. Whatever the case may be. Whatever. It's not the same. So if I was to say what would counteract that, I would probably lean in the direction of going Cody heel to see what that looks like, and then just kind of letting it manifest and letting them have the reins of this. Like, we don't need you, TKO, for this. You have two professionals who have been doing this for a while that can seem to carry a story by themselves. The history is already there. You'd be a fool not to bring up the AEW canon. Like, everything's there for this to be an A1 kind of thing. But I guess if I had to choose, I would say let Cody go him and let's see what happens.
To kind of tag on a little bit to your point, Chaz, like I'm kind of coming around on that idea too. I feel like the way that you can kind of effectively make it work is if you go the Hangman route with Cody. Because like Hangman, when it came to Hangman and Swerve, like Hangman was justified in crashing out the way that he did, and it wasn't so much that his disposition lent itself to how he felt about the fans. He felt the way about the fans, like overlooking the fact that Swerve did all of this shit to him more than him having like an actual, like, you know, axe to grind with the fans themselves. So I feel like with Cody, you can kind of do the same thing where like with Hangman, his whole story was like the anxious millennial cowboy, where he had to overcome so much in order to be the thing that people felt like he needed to be in order to be AEW champion. You know, his self-doubt, his, you know, getting over his betrayal when it came to the elite, aligning himself with, you know, the Dark Order, and like finding family and connection and community and
Alcoholism.
and a whole bunch and a whole bunch of battling
I'll agree
alcoholism.
to that. Yeah.
Like so many different things that he had to overcome in order to be the thing that people felt like he was supposed to be destined to be, because the sentiment was that, you know, not necessarily in a literal sense, but like AEW was created for Adam Hangman Page, you know, at least as far as like a concept and a company. So for him to overcome all these things, become that champion, you see this guy who didn't have to go through, you know, all of these different, you know, hoops and hurdles that I had to go through, the, you know, the self-doubt, the, you know, the alcoholism, like, you know, the crippling depression. And he takes the fast way and the easy way, and he makes things personal. But because he puts on great matches, you know, all of you forget that shit. And it's like, I feel like you can make the same argument for Cody, where it's like, here I am, you know, I fucking wrestled for you people with a torn pec when I didn't have to. You know, I'm out here, you know, signing autographs and, you know, being as courteous and kind and, you know, as generous as I could possibly be. Phil, you tell fans to fuck off when you don't want to sign an autograph. You know, you come in with this attitude of, you know, and this reputation where, you know, you up and left, you walked out. I had to leave to go find myself, you know, and when I came back, you know, I had to do everything the complete opposite because I had a big shadow to live in. You've been living off reputation and name alone for these last 10 years that you've been gone. So why is it that people look at me as the bad guy? People look at me as somebody that they're tired of, when I should be tired of the fact that I get looked over when it comes to people like you. Even when you did come into AEW, I got looked at as second string, and this was my company essentially, but people came and wanted to see you. So like you could do it. But again, WWE is just so fucking scared that I don't think they would do it. It has to be all you people and what you people did to me, and like just be real. Just be real.
And you've been fired from both places. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that ever.
But to that point, you cannot not say that. Like
you have to.
But here, to me, I feel like if there was ever a test for Cody Rhodes' longevity at the top, it is this feud right here, right? Which then goes into my next question for y'all. And speaking of bad guys, we're gonna start with Nolo on this, right?
That's so fucked up.
Right?
This match takes place in a few weeks, you know what I mean? And I'm assuming we're gonna get at least 3 matches out of this, right? But outside of those 3 matches, if you look at the main event scene of SmackDown, right? And we'll make the assumption Punk holds the title going into 2027. What does Cody Rhodes do if he does not win this feud? Because I don't see him winning this feud, right? So then here's purgatory, right? Cody Rhodes is not going to the United States title. I just do not see that, right? You got Trick, you got Finn. They look like they're doing a little something with Tama Tonga
and Finn, yeah.
But what do you see, sir? You know, what do you see Cody Rhodes doing if he doesn't win this feud? What do you see right now? Just an early prediction. What does Cody Rhodes do in Saudi Arabia at Mania next year?
Oh, we're going all the way to Saudi. Okay, cool. I was thinking before we get there, just more like, what does he do after he loses this match? And me personally, I think Cody needs a freaking break. Like a real break would benefit him a lot. But knowing them, they won't, because again, as we've gone with the same thing, TKO is scared. So, but what I would love to see is Cody in some type of like blood feud, because every chance that he's had where he gets the like his series with Seth when he first got there were all great matches. I just think when he lost at 39, when he lost at 39, and then the year that he had to go through life, even his little side quests were all kind of fun. I didn't like, he wasn't chasing the title immediately after.
Did you like when he faced Brock?
I thought it made sense because it stamped him. Like when Brock gave him like the love and the rub and was like, yeah, he's the next one. And like he pretty much, and some people weren't even like thinking that he was going to get another shot at Roman I remember that what was it? When they were the tag team champions with him and Jay, were the tag team champions, and him and Roman and the bloodline came together for that 1 second. And then everybody was like, oh, okay, never mind. I didn't want to see the rematch, but I actually would love to see the rematch again. I just personally think him being away from the title picture would actually do him well. I can understand that I feel like SmackDown has hella people that he could go up against. And if you want him to go against MFTs, or I'm cool with that. That is I would really like him to stay away from the Samoans. I feel like he's done enough.
What about Ricky Saints? What about a blood feud?
Perfect. That I'm about to say that's perfect. I think that would. Personally, that would. First of all, that's his boy, so you already know they're gonna put on some bangers, and just the promos between them, I feel like would be great because they know each other so well, and they can play off everything. And like I brought you here. The reason you're here is basically because of me. You followed me. Like I got you at AEW. I got you here. Like without me, what would you be doing?
But to that point, Cody has to not be the quote unquote good guy.
Yeah,
he has to
you're correct.
Because Cody loves to do this thing where like he like seems like he's above it all, and it's like sometimes you have to be a little bit egotistical. John Cena was great at that. You know, he would say something, you know, he would say something very scathing. What's the leadoff line when he's about to like either somebody's like great talk kid or great speech kid? Fine speech kid, yeah. Like Cody needs to start doing more of that, where it's like, you know, it can be rooted in this idea of like, oh, I respect you so much, and you know, all this other stuff, and like all these big, you know, words that he loves to use, and all these platitudes that he loves to throw in his, you know, opponent's direction, like, you know, I am not hard to find, I'm QB1. Like, tell the truth. Just tell, even if it's not the truth, lie. Like, you're somebody who
you know what I just thought of? And you know, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't even know if this is a controversial statement that I'm about to say. Doesn't it feel like Cody Rhodes has never won a promo battle?
I don't think you're wrong.
Damn, hold up. There's one that he has.
Like he's like, if you really think about it, and I'm going all the way from like from this version of Cody Rhodes, the top guy. Like we're going from AEW to now. I do not think Cody Rhodes has ever won a promo battle, or you've left a promo thinking like, man, Cody got the best of that. Like, and you know,
because
I was gonna say what you just said. He got the best because I was thinking about like when he was telling Rome like this was gonna happen. Solo's gonna leave you, and everything kind of came to. So I would say that one he got the best, but damn, I never even thought about it.
That's because Cody is good at down the lens promos. Like if you look at a lot of his like memorable promos, they're in the ring with just him by himself talking down the camera. Like you think about the final one that he cut before he went back to WWE when he was still TNT champion. You think about the one that he did against Chris Jericho, where I think he called him a dick or something like that. Like and even more so in like, WWE, when he's like in the ring, like talking to the crowd and down the camera, that's when he's at his best. But as far as like having like a mutual exchange of words with somebody, I don't think there's ever been a situation where you left feeling like
he won.
Yeah, like he cooked that person.
Arn Anderson cooked him in a promo.
Yeah,
yeah, he did.
I was
about to ask who's gotten Cody the worst.
Probably understated, because I don't think people like really remember this, because this was like early AEW. But I think that you kind of have to throw that promo that Jake Roberts cut on him.
Yo, he cooked it. Yeah. Damn, you made me. I forgot all about that. I'm not even gonna lie.
What did he say?
Like Jake said some shit like that was like super cold, where he was like, you never have to worry about turning your back on somebody you don't respect, and Jake didn't even look back at him and just walked out the ring.
Yeah.
Like it was some, I'm paraphrasing, but it was some cold shit that he said to Cody, where it was like,
damn.
But and again, it's not saying that Cody is incapable. I just feel like, I don't know, Cody, like, and be it like his own doing, because like I feel like Cody came in with like a whole constructive vision of like what the latter version of what the American Nightmare was in AEW set the stage for what it could be in WWE. Like everything from the marketing, the branding, and everything. Like that iteration of Cody Rhodes, like that was suited for WWE specifically. So now what you have to do is you kind of have to unsanitize that a little bit. And that's kind of hard to do in a WWE setting now, especially with TKO at the helm, where like branding is, the biggest character in WWE right now is branding. Like, so like everything that's synonymous with Cody Rhodes aesthetics, that's something that in order for you to kind of like chip away at, you have to chip away at the character. And I don't think you can separate the two from a standpoint of like, this is what's good for business. So I don't know. I feel like ever since WrestleMania 40 specifically, like something just a switch just like flipped, where it was like we finished the movie. Like if WWE was a movie, like WrestleMania 40, that could have been the end credits. And I feel like we're in this space now with WWE, where like they're just like everything feels like another unnecessary Fast and Furious movie.
Fast and the Furious 10.
Yeah, like if the credits rolled at WrestleMania 40 and that was it, bravo. But it was like they continue to like continuously go back to the well, because in one capacity or another since then, one of the two main stories or the same stories existing at the same time has been Cody and the Bloodline in some capacity. Yeah. And you look at what's happening right now, it's Cody and the Bloodline in some capacity.
Yeah.
Look, so if we even flip in like to what else is happening on the program, right? Like, and I have this on my notes, and it was about Bron Breakker, right? And we talked a couple weeks about yeah, we gotta talk about it, man. You know what I mean? Like Bron Breakker, as I said previously, I feel should have not come back so soon after this injury. I felt like Bron should have gotten his break. But this past Monday, when I saw that the focal point was not Bron Breakker, but was Austin Theory, and all I kept thinking, I was like, it's never too late to sign a contract with New Japan. You know what I mean? Bron Breakker in the G1. looking. Be like your daddy and your uncle, man. Go to New Japan. They love you. Good. You good. When I saw Paul Heyman look that man, he was like, yo, we good. Don't worry. And then the camera zoomed on Paul and Austin Theory. I was like, oh, we cooked. We are like, remember, at the beginning of this year, Bron Breakker was pegged to be in a main event match at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. And now you are third in your group. Fourth, if you be hey,
Mika.
So,
But if we being for real, like you right now, you are below Logan Paul. You're only above Bronson because Bronson not there.
What you mean? You below Maxine.
I have this quick little aside, and I'm gonna let you get back to it, bro. But I look at the situation like this. Now Braun knows how Carmelo feels. Because if you had to pick between Carmelo and Braun at one point, of course, like from from what NXT 2.0 was supposed to be, of course, like you look at Braun as like the quote unquote prototype, but we all know Melo had all of the tools and everything that lent itself to him being the premier breakout star once he hit the main roster. Now you look at the situation with Braun, and in this instance, his Braun to his Melo is Oba right now.
100%.
Like the only difference is you look at Oba has everything. Like Oba, like never mind just like the presence alone, but like Oba could work. Like you look at those NXT matches, like Oba ain't just another big dude that does like big dude shit. Like he does, but he does it in a way that lends itself to it being a well thought out and concise story where like
Can I piggyback off that?
Go ahead, bro.
Fuck Moose. Sorry. Don't let y'all say that. Fuck Moose. With that being said, that match between him and Moof was phenomenal. To go to your point, it was a phenomenal wrestling match.
Great match, and it's not just like the expectation now for big men, at least in WWE, is that when they work, their matches are anywhere between 5 to 6 minutes, but Oba like has shown in like any capacity that he can work like with multiple opponents. Like I'll never forget that spot with him in that match between Tony D'Angelo where he did that leapfrog and he hit that European uppercut and sent him through the shadow realm. When he went through that table, to that day, that spot still sticks in my mind. So that, and you think about him as a promo, I don't think like, bro, he is a beast on that mic, yo. Like nothing feels like a character. Like, I mean, it does, because obviously, like for a lot of us, we know that the accent is a little bit exaggerated. But like even then, everything that's said, it doesn't feel like they just like took excerpts from Black Panther and said, go out there and say this. Like it feels like something real coming from a real place, and you identify with that character because like, yo, he's talking shit, but like everything he says is very believable. Like who is really fucking with him? Like if you really think about it. So to see somebody who his first real match on the main roster, he has a match against Cody Rhodes, and phenomenal showing on Saturday night's main event when those two had that match. You have somebody who had, who works with Brock, and Brock don't like no fucking body. But you can tell that Brock loves working with Oba. Like, just, again, the presence alone, that it seems like that spot during the King of the Ring match where like he was like putting people down while still making his entrance. Like shit like that. So if I'm Braun, like I'm looking at this and kind of feeling a way, because that essentially what I was being built to be. But you stuck me in a faction. You kind of painted me as this like, unhinged meathead, and now I'm kind of just like lingering in the tag team division when I'm a former Intercontinental Champion. you know. And if I'm him, I am looking and feeling a certain way now that this story seems to be what's going to happen with Maxine being added to the vision, as opposed to like, you know, what is my future going to shape up to be like now that I'm back and I'm now kind of like an afterthought because Seth Rollins put me in the dirt.
I still don't understand. I mean, I got the decision why, but I was just like, oh, y'all don't want to give that man Bron nothing. Y'all just gonna let him lose, continue to lose to Seth.
Yeah, it's
Mm-mm-mm.
Do you think Bron would be upset if? Damn.
Damn.
Like I said 2 weeks ago.
You would be crazy if his cousin got in the wrestling and his cousin blew up.
Oh, the one that's on the team now.
Scott Steiner's son, yeah.
Yeah, Scott's
Here, don't get it twisted, man. Like Rick Steiner won't know main eventer. You know what I mean? That lineage could be just passed down, right?
Oh, damn.
Here, okay, so because here's the thing. The one thing I really hate about Bron Breakker was when people compared him more to Scott than he was Rick. Once again, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like it was just because the comparison comes from Scott being the more popular one of the Steiners. Rick Steiner wrestles like his dad. You know what I mean? He cuts promos like his dad. You know what I mean? The only time, and even down to like the things Bron says are essentially like little ripoffs of what Scott said. That was a whole different thing. I know everybody, if there's somebody young in here on the chat, young, that wasn't there, that didn't really get to experience prime Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. You know what I mean? That was a different animal. That was a different beast. That was a different promo. That was a different type of wrestler. Bron, you can't, that was a different era. Bron, like Dee said, like you're so far from what like Obafemi that you're, to me, I don't see a world champion no more. I see a world champion if the company's like, oh, we want to get this white man over, right? But at no point will Bron Breakker get to where Obafemi is. Obafemi is gone. Obafemi is not like, that's not a mid-carder no more. Yeah.
He's left the field. He's honestly left the field. Yeah.
Yes.
You can put a title on him tomorrow, and I don't think anybody like has an issue with it.
Dog, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Me and Scott and his lady were at Stand and Deliver Philly when he had the triple threat with Dijak and Josh Briggs. I said when they asked me about it, I said they could put the world championship on him tomorrow, and I wouldn't even care because I thought he's been like that dude since then. Like they're like you could have moved it to the main roster. He could have wrestled the champion at that next night on Raw and would have won, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
And you know the best part about all this is he a nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Scott? You know what I'm saying? He a man, a black man. Yeah. And you can't do shit with it. You can't do nothing. Because your biggest thing is, how do we make money? That's a money seller. That's a merch mover.
Look,
and he can wrestle. And he can talk on the mic.
Triple H is getting his best Bill Watts impersonation on right now. Like, I don't know be world champion, but I see money right here.
Bro, I like how you say that, and you say that with so much confidence. Like you actually have faith in this administration that you say so much. You don't have no reservation. Ain't nothing. There's no little voice in the back saying that they can fuck it up, because they can definitely fuck it up.
I feel like they fucked it up with him and Brock running it back. Honestly, like I felt like that told the story that it needed to tell. Like again, like I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I'm not gonna be intrigued and want to see what they do in Hell in a Cell, but like you spent like you spent weeks building Oba to be like this like big wall that Brock never encountered. You told that story at WrestleMania, like perfectly. Like he no sold the F5. And then to like go on to like do so where like at Clash at Italy, Brock had to jump him, give him 7 F5s and like all this other shit. It's just like what
So,
and I get it. It's like this idea that he had to go through so much in order to like, put Oba down. But like in what reality does like 50-year-old Brock Lesnar like really have, have the I guess the gall and the gumption to put down a 30-year-old beast in
so
Obafemi. You know what I mean? Like,
here's my flip to that. Here's my flip, and this is just me being optimistic as much as I can.
Mhm.
And I just want y'all to like ignore Brock Lesnar, the human being, trash human being, right? But I just want you to think about Brock Lesnar since he's returned to WWE in 2012. Think about how many guys Brock Lesnar has ran 3 matches with, right? They've all been main event players. Cena, Taker, Cody, right? Like, and I'm talking like Triple H, but you already know what that is. But like 3 main event, like he's not running a series back with
LA Knight.
Yeah, like he didn't give Samoa Joe 3 matches, right? He damn sure wasn't giving LA Knight 1. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, this tells me everything I need to know from an optimistic standpoint of what they view Obafemi on, right? Especially for Brock, like you said, for the fact that Brock seems excited, like Brock seems motivated. You know what I mean? Like you could actually, it's like you could tell that Brock really likes Obafemi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I think there is a conspiracy that they are looking for Oba to slip on something? Yes, I do. I do think they're waiting for something, like for him to slip up in a promo, for him to slip up in a match or anything. And I just feel like Oba just keeps redefining it, right? Look, even Monday, like a promo, like Oba's a great promo. Like he's one of, like, I put Oba in the top 5 best promos currently going today, right?
Absolutely.
And he's doing that by himself. Yeah, he's bouncing off Heyman, but he's outshining Paul Heyman in a promo. Think about, like, he's outshining Paul Heyman in a promo, right? The only person that can truly mess up Obafemi is an injury, something comes out about Obafemi, or I'm not even going to say or. I'm not even going to say or. If WWE wants business to thrive, they have to put their money into Obafemi. I now fully understand Obafemi holding off the world title shot, right? Yes, you could do it at SummerSlam. Yes, you could do it at any other PLE. You could do it at the Rumble. You could do it at XYZ, right? Them building to a match between Roman Reigns and Obafemi should feel like the biggest match WWE can put on. Nothing in WWE right now even holds a candle to that match being made, right?
So does it matter, to your point, does it matter that it's not, does it have to be at a Big 4?
I'm not sure.
Like
it has to be at a Big 4. It has to be at a Big 4.
My only issue though, and this goes back to like what we were talking about at the top of the show, is that if that indeed was the case, because the whole idea, to your point, Scott, is that it's building towards Oba versus Roman being the biggest conceivable match right now. Like, why not just have Oba win the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
He didn't have to win King of the Ring. Because and again, like I totally agree with you, like, independent of like, because I always say the thing that fucks up WWE is that there's a difference between storytelling and booking, and oftentimes booking will fuck up storytelling, because the story is the person who wins King of the Ring goes to SummerSlam to challenge for a world title. And again, WWE, we're a storytelling company. You beat these things into our head as far as this being the tagline. We're a storytelling company, we're a storytelling company, you're a storytelling company. If you throw something in that doesn't make sense, then of course as the people that are pushing this narrative, we're gonna go, hey, but you told us. But they're like, no, shut up. Like, look at this though. And I feel like that's what they did with Brock. I feel like that's what they did with Brock and Oba, because WWE feels like if they don't deliver on the thing that they set up for us, but they give us something that's like equally as satisfying, then like our criticism about the storytelling be damned. It's like you're still getting a good match with Oba versus Brock and Hell in a Cell. That's better than Roman Reigns versus Oba for the title at SummerSlam in their minds. So, but to your point about him running it back with Brock 3 times, getting to work with Brock Lesnar 3 times does speak a lot to like the faith that they do have in him. So I don't want to just kind of glaze over that, because that's something that you kind of brought to light, and it kind of did make me come around a little bit on that idea that they do see something in him. So that match in essence does lend itself to them building Oba to be this world beater that they want him to be. But I think more so just this idea that if that's the big match, why not just have him win the Royal Rumble? Because you still have, it's July now. July to December, like you can have him like engage in side quests, do whatever it is that he needs to do, throw him in like a mini feud. I said one of the feuds that I would love to see him, that even though it's happening on SmackDown, or they are on SmackDown, I would love to see him and Drew in a feud. Him and Drew in a feud would have been, and this is where I'm kind of upset about them letting, like not necessarily letting Sheamus go, but like having Sheamus wanting to leave. Him and Sheamus would have been great for Oba.
Sheamus would have loved wrestling Oba.
Like that, they would have been great for each other. Like
they did wrestle.
When?
They wrestled in house shows for NXT. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh,
they did. But like
I don't mean like, I understand the storyline wise, but I was talking about like him doing it.
And that's kind of the same hope that I have for him and Rusev when Rusev went down to NXT. I felt like they could have done like, hell, shit, give us, and they probably wrapped up in this. And this is why I kind of hate that the bloodline monopolizes like, talent to the point that you can't have them do side quests that, deviates from the story and have them be really, really in-depth and fun. Like, there's money in fucking Jacob Fatu versus Obafemi.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
You could have gave him that, and that could have like led us into, the match with Roman. If he went into the Royal, they could have been the last 2 in the Royal Rumble in 2027. And then that could have set up for like just that run between the Rumble and, Mania for Oba. But I don't know. It's just this idea of like decorating people for the sake of decorating them, when you're kind of diverting from like what the intended purposes of doing that for a superstar is. So yeah, I feel like you can do a lot with Obafemi, and it is Oba's to lose. But I feel like at the same time, if the company could kind of like look at something and go, see, this is why, they're gonna look for, see, this is why. And I kind of don't like that about them, doing this and putting all this like unnecessary pressure on, because he has everything that you would want in a superstar, and he's unlike a lot of the people that they probably would try to push. Like he's a wrestling fan. I know that's like a big thing for a lot of people, like for whatever reason, that in order for you to be at the top of the top, you have to be this lifelong WWE or wrestling fan who wanted to come here and work. We all that's bullshit. There's a lot of people who are big in the industry who didn't come from like wrestling backgrounds, who made it, and we all love them and revere them for it. But he's somebody who is a fan, and I want somebody who is committed and who stepped in from day one and just being able to take over, to be able to get the shine that they deserve without having the company looking to sabotage them.
Well said.
You would think that he would be like their number one priority, because he's like the biggest thing that's come out of their NIL program. Like he's literally the prototype of it. So like someone that they literally built up, and he obviously did the work that needed to be done to become who he is and have the presence and everything. But even more reason of you have so much invested in him, and you see how much more you can get out of it, and have even more people invested into the NIL program that you're starting. I just want. I want to go back to what Gerard asked with the like, does it have to happen at Mania? Do you think they could do it like at another Big Four, like a Rumble per a chance?
They can do it at Survivor Series.
I was gonna say that, but I was gonna. He said, "Hey, yo, man, fuck that nigga, bro." First of all, that's my move. Second of all, we love Survivor Series here. We will not.
I was on your side, Nolo. I was on your side.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Yes.
Look, stop. Look, the report just came out this week that nowhere in the world wants Survivor Series.
That's not true.
That's not true. Every place has rejected.
No, that's not true. They tried to make an internet. They tried to do an international date, and then they couldn't find one. And that's okay.
Boston was like, "Yo, get this bullshit out of my face."
First of all, that's not true. Boston said they'll take it. I saw it. Don't be trying to cover my shit, bro.
So I did make a video around the time of I want to say it was on War Games last year, where I did say that if WWE got rid of Survivor Series, I would be okay, because I feel like a more no, hear me out. I feel like
no, you spitting, brother.
I feel like no, you said it. I feel like Money in the Bank has become more of a more consequential pay-per-view than Survivor Series at this point. And I feel like what ruined Survivor Series through no fault of like the actual pay-per-view, itself, is that they got so far removed from like what the original concept was, and they tried to like do different iterations of it that it just made people not give a fuck. So like when it was rooted in brand supremacy, I felt like it was kind of like the beginning of the end, because right around that time beforehand, the draft happened. So even if it was from the perspective of brand loyalty, you have people who just got the SmackDown now having to ride out for SmackDown, and same with, with Raw. And when they did have the idea to do a three-way split between the brands where they included NXT, you felt like that was something that they would rather go forward with. But I feel like you couldn't do that now with this current version of NXT, just because it will highlight a lot of the deficiencies that a lot of their stars still have. And if you put them up underneath those bright lights, they're not going to rise to the occasion as, premier black and gold talent who had been wrestling for 10 to 15 years prior to coming to WWE. And when they took the War Games concept and adopted it, it got to a point where I'm kind of like looking at my watch, and it's October. It's like the second to last week in October. They're telling me that Survivor Series is in 2 weeks and no teams have been announced. It's kind of just like, okay, you guys are all a team, and this is it. And like the whole idea behind Survivor Series, or at least the War Games concept, it's like it's the end all be all of like a long standing feud between a group of individuals, and it just feels like a formality to like have this match to continue whatever differences those group of individuals have. And I think that's what kind of like killed Survivor Series for a lot of us, because there's no stakes. It's just a bunch of matches that was supposed to be under this like traditional format of a bunch of people who you probably wouldn't see on one team being on one team for this one particular night. And after that, everything kind of goes back to normal, and like none of it really, really mattered.
Man, just put that shit in the dirt. Like nobody wants it. Let's put Survivor Series in a stadium or a baseball. Nobody trying to spend money like that on Survivor Series. Yeah, Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? That's an exciting show. Rumble speaks for itself. Exciting show. SummerSlam, biggest summer party of the year. Exciting show. WrestleMania, absolutely. Yeah, I'd rather pay for Great Balls of Fire than I ever would.
Hey, man. Hey.
To be honest, that's when we should have knew with Vince, because who the fuck?
Great Balls of Fire. I've always had a soft spot for Survivor Series. It was always one of my favorite things to look forward to when they did it. I enjoyed the silly ass. Huh?
You trying to do a sob story for Survivor Series, man.
I'm not trying to do a sob story. I'm just saying why I liked it, because you're a hater, but it's okay. But I just enjoyed it. I like the mismatched teams. I used to love the promos they used to do when they were all together and they brought them together for whatever match there was. Like we got Coco Beware's great promo from it. It's an amazing thing. Now, before you shit on it, let me first. Then we can't hate on the Deadly Game one. Those were great. That was a great one. And then yes, did it lose its way a little bit? Absolutely. We got the nice
a little bit.
Look at this style, huh?
You said it lost its way a little bit.
Let me cook, bro. Why you always interrupt this?
You know what? I can't be here for these lies. I'll be back.
Yes. Is it the worst of the big four? 100%. Is Money in the Bank a better pay-per-view than it is? 100%. Damn, even Deascent said he had to go.
I had to turn off my AC, and I didn't want the viewers to be in live view of my junk while I did it.
Oh. I completely understand that. But yeah, man. So I love Survivor Series too, and again, it's through no fault of his own. I just feel like after a certain point, like they did too much to kind of like make it a thing, to again, the whole concept was based around, the elimination style tag teams, which again, that was always fun for me, growing up. So I think it got to a place, and this is kind of like, I said this a while ago too, and this may be like a little bit off topic, but like WWE, their issue is the whole superstar complex. And I say that because you can't just be a wrestler there, you have to be a superstar. And unfortunately, when you do something like that, you make everybody feel important, so much to the point that when it comes time to do things where one side has to lose, you kind of put people in a very, very precarious predicament because you kind of drop their stock. So like if everybody is, supposed to be viewed as a superstar, like there's some intellectual property that you can attach to these people. Like for instance, and this is not to demean or downplay like, their importance or their skill, necessarily, but you look at, people like, Otis and Tozawa, who may not be, quote unquote main event stars, but like they still have merchandise. They still have things that, like they still have action figures and stuff like that. Like if everybody, like, no matter where you are on the card, has like some sort of intellectual property in some capacity, it's kind of hard for us to just look at you as like cannon fodder to a certain extent, and unfortunately that's what happens. Like somebody has to lose. So if you're on the losing side, that really doesn't do much for you. And I think that's what happens with these teams and like these, like, these mashups of just like a group of individuals on one side versus a group of individuals on the other side. It's like who wins and who loses, but like what does that do for each side when it happens? Like granted, the team that lost last year really didn't do much to them, but again, it just feels very, very inconsequential. Like why do we have this match? Like what did it solve? Because everybody was still kind of like at each other's necks after the fact.
Oh, we still talking about
the bloodline's been in like 90% of them.
Yeah, like it might as well be a bloodline match. That's what you basically should call it at that point.
We still talking about the paper.
We still talking about the paper.
No, let's flip the channel, man. Let's talk about something better.
AEW?
Yeah, we let's talk about AEW, man. Let's talk about AEW.
Oh man.
Because we have another new world heavyweight champion, Kenneth Jerome Lamar Omega.
Hey man, I told you this was Deascent's week. This, like, if this was like a perfect wrestling week, this was made just for him.
this was
Man, listen, I was just like, Punk, like, to keep it a bean, the Kenny win meant more to me than the Punk one. Like, just because, like, when I heard that, Kenny was having like issues, like, with the diverticulitis, it was like he's on borrowed time. And just even before then, just like the many issues as far as like injuries he's accumulated, when they were saying that he's fucking suffering from vertigo. and stuff like that, I knew it was like he was on borrowed time, and I just wasn't ready for Kenny. Like AJ Styles was one that got me where like I wasn't ready to let go, and I think Kenny more specifically, like that was another one. But luckily for me, I did get to see Kenny at Double or Nothing, so like that was like, if this is like going towards the end, then like I'm happy I at least got this moment to see Kenny wrestle live. But that him winning, and not even just again the match, and I think that's like redundant when it comes to AEW at this point. But that match, like, what better way? Like, if there was a way to win it, like, what better way than a match like that?
Boys were just, man, it was a gritty match. You know what I mean? MJF was like a young Greg Valentine. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my god!
Yeah.
Hey, you got it in.
I did.
You got it in.
Yeah, no, man. Do y'all think? Obviously, like I feel like we agree, like this was the right decision to make. But can we real quick? Can we applaud MJF real quick? Can we give Max his flowers, because Max been cooking like for a while now, and I feel like Max was the perfect, like if this had been the match at All In, I would have been very happy, very very happy. What did y'all think about Max's performance in this match? Because I feel like it told a story about how good of a complete wrestler MJF is.
I mean, I've been saying this for the longest time, like, and tried and true internet fashion, people don't understand like nuance and context. I was saying that MJF is probably one of the most criminally underrated wrestlers in existence right now, because he's a promo guy. Like that's the thing that he's known for mostly. Like the fact that he cuts these like scathing promos. He's one of the very few people that still commits to kayfabe in the way that he does. That's been more of the headline when it comes to MJF rather than his wrestling ability. And I'm not saying that as somebody that he does all of these things like, center around his character like very, very well. And the wrestling is kind of just like decent enough to, make him a complete wrestler. No, like MJF's like wrestling ability is like fucking neck and neck with his promo ability, and I really need more people to like put respect on the fact that he is just as good of a wrestler as he is a character.
You know what I compare him to? Just like, because I think not only is his like wrestling ability really high, I think his wrestling IQ is like one of like the next level. Like he had like, as well as LeBron's IQ is in basketball, that's MJF's IQ in wrestling, because that's someone who like gets it, honestly. Totally gets his character, totally gets the ring work and the physics of it all. And I think he's just a complete wrestler and of everything that, and he's grown into that, because I there's been like, he used to like, his promo thing was hit or miss with me sometimes, because I feel like he would go for the shock.
It was a lot of low hanging fruit at one point, where it's just like, this thing that, we know people are talking about, as far as behind the scenes, let's bring it up on TV. And it's like, oh, he said the thing. And I feel like more recently he's dialed that back significantly, and he just locks in on being a character. And like, it's very specific to like what's happening on TV as opposed to what may be happening behind the scenes or what people are talking about on the timeline. But yeah, I feel like he's like hit a significantly different gear when he returned,
So to me, and like I said, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro, but to me,
go ahead.
He is the closest thing to an 80s Ric Flair that I think we've ever seen in the business. And like I said, if you really do the knowledge and you look at Ric Flair, like especially like the 1986, 87 version of Ric Flair, where Flair just figured it out. Like Ric Flair had everything. Like Ric Flair knew his character. Ric Flair knew his ability in the ring. Ric Flair knew when the camera was on. Ric Flair knew how to get active in that ring. And I don't think I've seen a wrestler come close to that until MJF this past year.
Even
Like,
more so to the point of like him like doing independence. Like he did House of Glory here more recently, and then
Scylla, right?
he I
Yeah, I
think
think
it
so.
was Zilla. It was like a few months ago, but he did House of Glory, and he does like he'll go do Creator Pro. You know, he'll do indie dates.
Yeah.
You know, and like again, that to your point, that's like Flair hitting the territories back in the day, like very much like that added star power. I think it's like the coolest thing in the world to see the AEW champion like in an independent promotion. Like I don't think it drops the stock like at all, or like in any instance to see MJF like at a local indie show. Like that's like real boss shit right there. But to your point about him just like locking in, looking the part, like just like in everyday life, like and just these little nuances where like even now more so he's crossing into like mainstream culture a little bit more with like the acting and stuff that he's doing. Like again, we all knew this even prior to like AEW becoming a thing, like what MJF was, but to see it now, and he literally just turned 30 this year. Like that is a scary thought that he has still another 20 to 25 years of like could you imagine like a final boss like MJF at like 45, like 45, 50, like that's a scary concept to me. That he has it all dialed in and locked in, and he just turned 30. And him being a student of the game. And I know that gets said a lot. And I feel like when people say that, it's just like very, very reductive to the fact that you just watched a whole bunch of wrestling tapes and you call yourself a student of the game. It's one thing to like see the stuff, but it's another thing to tape that stuff, actualize it, turn it on its head, and make it your own. So like for him to do all of that by the age of 30, and then there's still like another 20 to 25 years of road ahead of him for him to take all of those concepts and fine tune them and coming up with different things, and him being in a position where he can mentor a young talent, like who's to say that, a few years from now, like take somebody like, I don't know, like a Nick Wayne who figures it out, like what a MJF feud for Nick Wayne could be for MJF Nick Wayne feud could be what the Sting Flair 60-minute Broadway was at the Great American Bash was for Sting, and how that made Sting, so it's dope to see like just like MJF like in actual time grow the way that he's grown, and what that will look like in the years to come.
Chaz, let me ask you, now that the main event for Wembley is kind of set, and they made a point on the broadcast to be like, as of this moment, Will and Kenny will be the main event for All In. What do you think? And this is Gerard's question. What do you think MJF's plan for All In is going to be? You know what I mean? Like, can he find himself into this world title run? Do you think there's something more for him? What do you think?
I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not saying I want it, but I wouldn't be shocked if we find a triple threat between MJF, Kenny, and Will for the title. And I'm not gonna sit here and be mad about it either, because like y'all all said, I've had to come to Jesus and be like, nah, this nigga's been cooking. Like, personal things aside, whatever the case may be, no, I have to give props where props are due. He is, the game needs more heels. The game needs heels. The game needs bad guys, people that embrace that role, and not just embrace that role. Like Noto said, the psychology of it all. Like that, I love technicality. I love it in the graps. I love it in promos. I love it in ring. I love everything, because like you're thinking beyond just the match. How can I win without doing all the extra shit and still get the dub? MJF is superb at that. Even without a big ass group, he does it on his own. So I could see that. I'm trying to feel like what could be another route, like a mid-card route right now. And it kind of feels like all those are kind of taken. It feels like we're gonna get Jet and Darby at All In. It feels like we're gonna get Take Soup versus Kyle at All In.
Hey, yo, fuck you, bro.
First of all, hold on. Wait. Pause the show. I just saw something on my phone that I was shaking my head at.
Oh, okay. My bad. I ain't like the timing of that. I
didn't. What's wrong?
Hey. You have been disrespecting my son for entirely too long, brother.
Dog.
Hey. I'm protective.
Because I was 100% shaking my head at Soup. Because the
fuck you.
The idea that he's getting any type of title shot after the losses he's been
God.
You know what? We do need some pre-show matches. We do need some 0-out matches at All In. But Chaz, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. Continue.
I'm mad. Why? I have a question. Why do you keep disrespecting my son? What did he do to you?
Let me ask you a question. Why does he keep disrespecting you?
He don't disrespect me. My man goes out there. Why we acting like he ain't done great things?
You good with your son being a loser?
He's not a loser. He just lost. There's a difference. And you acting like he lost clean. Get the fuck out
How
of
many
here.
matches he win this week?
0.
He was in 2 significant matches. He lost both of them.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what?
Hey.
D, I appreciate you coming through, dog.
Why you acting like you can't have a bad week? And why you acting like he won, like he lost cleanly, like he got beat, like he didn't have like Don Callis and everybody out there. Why are we acting like this? Why are we doing this?
I think the Scott's point is like how did you not know that Don Callis wasn't going to be a factor? How come you didn't prepare better?
Also, brother,
hey man,
to my knowledge, you was okay when Soup was getting them wins from Don Callis. It was okay back then, right?
Oh, brother, anything that supports Konosuke Kateska, I am here for. Whatever, hey, I support him through his rights and his wrongs. So I don't care how he got those championships. I don't care how he got those wins. I know one damn thing for sure. He beat Okada.
Yeah, I was in the building for that.
Hey, I'm so jealous.
Yo,
masterful match.
Yo, everything that match was supposed to be, it was.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't like one instance where I'm just like I was let down at all with that match. That match was crazy, and even more so. The year before, well, last year, I saw him and Mike Santana at House of Glory. Another crazy match. That one was so to shoot Nolo a little bit of bail. It was a no contest because Charles Mason in the So you didn't lose. You didn't lose. It was a no contest because Charles Mason interfered.
Look, all I'm saying is it's been a while since I've seen Soup's hand raised in a meaningful way.
He wanted double nothing. What are we doing?
And now
that was like 2 months ago.
Now it's on
it's like 2 months ago.
It's on the proto star. You know what I mean? Possible that he might win it at All In, like Chaz said. I don't know. You got to show me something. Chaz, am I wrong here? Am I wrong? Exactly. Thank you.
Rough sledding for your mans, Nolos. Rough sledding.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hey, brother, you acting like he ain't about to go to the G1. He got to do G1 shit.
When is that?
Like
it's right now.
It's now.
Now-ish. Now.
It started last night where he lost.
Hey, man, it's Suji. What can
I
I say?
mean, you see him repeating this year?
No.
Hey, my boy gonna repeat.
Damn.
My boy repeating.
Oh, yo, my stomach. Hold on.
God
Hey,
damn.
and it's okay. That's
I was
fine.
like, oh no,
Just know,
no,
just know that in the future he gonna win one of these. Just know that
Lord have
he
mercy.
gonna be the big. He gonna get the big belt one day.
He's on my short list of people who I need to see be AEW champion in like the next year to year and a half. It's him, it's Brody, Will, of course, but Will is definitely like happening sooner rather than later, and Andrade. Those four in particular, like I need to see like.
Do we see
them go.
Swerve win it anytime soon?
Swerve is weird, man. I don't know what the hell's like what Swerve is doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost right now.
Oh, here's the thing with Swerve, and I feel like Swerve is at a point right now where like yeah, it is weird because he just feels like a man with no country right now. But I feel like you can slot him in anywhere, and I feel like it doesn't look weird. Like you think about any title right now, like if you slot him into like contention for it, it doesn't feel like it's a step down or like it's beneath him, really. But
You
like
know,
if
to be honest with you, like they kind of teased a couple weeks ago, but like I would not mind them running Swerve and Mox at all.
I was
about to say that.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Mm,
Like
Yeah.
him.
I'm about to say, and
Go
if
ahead.
that's who I was gonna just say, if that's who Mox drops the belt to, that's a perfect person
Yeah,
for it.
that's me right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm.
I like
And
it.
like
Another person that might be walking out with some gold in Montreal, the Babe with the power.
Hey,
She came back. Miss Nightingale returning at the Casino Gauntlet. She will be wrestling Tekla AEW Women's World Championship. Yeah, it's time, dog. It's time. It's time.
you saw that promo last night.
Oh,
it's time.
World Champion ready, dog. Get her a backpack. Go ahead and get that backpack ready. Get that joint ready for it.
Time to put that belt in the backpack, man.
Yeah, man. Do you think they do the triple threat at all in, like if like Tekla, Mercedes, and Willow?
Oh, so then technically can take the pin.
I don't think so.
I'm literally wearing a Tekla shirt, so I'll fuck
You
with
are.
Tekla. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, that's exactly what she'd be doing if she's added to that match.
But a loss to Willow is not a chink in the armor. Like it's Willow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if Tekla's gonna lose to somebody, yeah, it should be the Willow.
Yeah.
I don't think collectively there's a problem.
That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about her getting added to the triple threat, making it a triple threat at Wembley.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is if that happens, I don't see it happening. And maybe I'm wrong, but if Tekla loses that, all your cards and everything should be geared towards these two black women main eventing All In. I don't need Tekla for that. Now, if you're gonna slot her in, I'm not tripping because it's Tekla. But if you're really trying to establish yourself as the like AEW or the best wrestler and we don't have no type of other agendas, that should be your focus. Like, I know at one point in time we all said Tekla versus at Mercedes is money. Cool. But it doesn't seem like Mercedes is turning babyface no time soon. Got it. Cool with that. You got a mega babyface in Willow right now. Keep it simple and just run that at All In.
I feel, yeah. Sometimes the most simplest thing you can do in wrestling is be simple. And to that point, like the history between them writes itself in so many different ways. And I feel like they're each other's twin flame. Like, you know, and I said this a few years ago. And again, whenever I say this, is not necessarily to give like a direct comparison, but just more so just like, you know, the same orbit as I'm thinking when it comes to a specific wrestler and their character, so on and so forth. But I said that Willow is our Dusty Rhodes. Like, somebody who like unequivocally, like unequivocally, like the crowd is just like behind, you know, and it's something that is so organic and so natural. Like again, when I met her, like that's who she is.
It
Like
is.
it's not an act. Like I think more than anything, the fact that she was that person when I met her, like that I see on TV, like that made it all like that made the experience like way more, memorable for me and made me an even bigger fan of hers. So with that, in comparison, you have somebody who's, essentially like, Ric Flair and Mercedes Moné, where, the opulence, the bragging, the multiple championships, the, limousine
Mm,
riding, jet flying, like,
mm.
to that degree. So it's like if Omega and Osprey 3 wasn't on the table, if Tony invested the way that he could and should invest, that could have been your main event for
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 sure.
Wembley.
Mhm.
For
I
sure.
definitely think that this could be your co-main event without a doubt. You just have to, like, no pun intended, you have to go all in on making it feel as such. And I think the promo that Willow cut, pending that she wins, definitely sets the stage for that. And you just got to be off to the races, throughout the course of August to make this feel like probably the most important match on the card outside of the potential win of Will Ospreay at Wembley.
To me, it just feels like not that they've backed themselves in a corner, right? But
Mhm.
like if you look at it, if Willow wins at Redemption, does she lose to Mercedes? Right? Does if does Mercedes do we go another couple months without Mercedes winning the AEW Women's World Championship? Right? If Mercedes win, do you have Willow only hold the title for a month
Oh, and she loses it all out.
and uses it all in? If Tekla, for the work she's done, is not included at All In, to me, I feel like this is a disservice for, like I said, like you could absolutely say Tekla was a part of saving the division. You know what I mean? Like, especially after losing like Tony Storm. And I just like,
Absolutely.
there's just like, I'm trying to like play the scenarios in my head. Like, do you do the crowning of Willow at All In, right? So like Tekla retains by Mercedes, right? Because and if you really think about it, you can kind of play it that way where Mercedes gets involved in this match and she cost Willow the match. Willow gets inserted into it becomes a triple threat. Willow wins at All In, right? And then you can kind of play where like you have these two big celebrations of Willow winning and Will winning, right? And then a few months later, Mercedes can finally get her dub over Willow. You know what I mean? Like that to me would be the more sensible way of going about it. But it's a roll of the dice. I don't know. Like if Tekla is not in this match, what does Tekla do at All In? Do you just leave her off the card?
You can't, and you can't just like give her anything. I feel like it'd be very, very reductive of all the work that she's put in to just like have her like in some like nothing match, just to have her on the card.
I have an
So
idea.
what's that?
So
Ooh.
who has the TBS championship right now?
Ooh. Siegel.
What if and who came to save?
Queen Aminata. I like where you going. I like where you going.
What if Queen Aminata wins the TBS championship and then Tekla faces her for the TBS championship at All In?
Now
And
we rapping.
that can continue the feud that they've always had since Tekla came into the joint. And then now there's a title onto it. Like I wanted it to be for the Women's World Championship, but hey, TBS championship works too.
I like that.
I have never confused with anything you just said.
I like that.
But to your point, Scott, this is me personally. Nothing you said is wrong. I just, for me, and like seeing like the evolution of this Mercedes character, because when when it first got to AEW, it was a little bit rough out the blocks. It was a little rough. And I said that, you know, if and when she finds it, all of this could just be looked at as a trial and error period. And I feel like that's where we are now. Like she found it. She got out the stumbling blocks. Like, I've never been the biggest fan of her promos, but nonetheless, like, she's been able to put it all together under the AEW banner like seamlessly. It doesn't feel like when she first got there, it kind of felt like a parody of Sasha Banks to an extent. Now it feels like, now it feels like Mercedes Moné. Like, it's been figured out. But with that, I feel like if and when Mercedes does finally win it, it has to be like, Shawn Michaels esque in a way. When Shawn finally won it, like, he was a baby face. I feel like the story has been her in pursuit of this one championship that she just could not win, despite everything that she's won. The Owen, the TBS championship, like all of these other titles across different promotions that she's won. Ultimately, her getting to the AEW championship would have to require her looking inward and like deconstructing who she is in order to reach that next level. And a lot of that may be, in the sense of her stripping away the ego of who Mercedes Moné is to get to that next level.
So do
And
you
again,
turn her face?
I mean, not necessarily directly now, because again, I feel like there's like a lot of like road ahead, and there's like a lot that she can still do as far as like, just having like different feuds and different interactions with different people. But I feel like ideally for me, if I wanted to see her be AEW Women's Champion, just because that's the one thing that's eluded her for so long, I would much rather her do it when, she's a babyface, so everybody else can like revel in that moment as well, because it's bigger than the actual title. I feel like her winning that title is like a culmination of like so many different other things. Like her having the courage to walk away from WWE and then going to Japan and then going all over around the world and like trying to establish women's wrestling in a way that only she could do it. And like getting the AEW championship would just be like the culmination of that journey, because her main mission was to make women's wrestling mean something. And I feel like her being seen through the lens as the good guy winning that title will definitely lend itself to some sense of reality, because that's what her mission was. So for her to finally get that title, it'll be like, this isn't so much about me having the title, but me having the title as being an ambassador for women's wrestling in a company where the best wrestle.
I'm gonna do some fantasy booking real quick. This shit's so unrealistic, but I think it'd be great.
Bring it on.
This is what we do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Willow wins at All In. She gets the belt. Russell Dream, October, November, whenever it is. Willow and Mercedes, they're wrestling, and they have a competitive match. So let's say they run at least 18, 20. They going hard. Had a great match. Ref gets knocked down.
Uh-oh.
Willow prep for the sit out power bomb.
Uh-oh.
But right behind her, she does not see somebody standing behind her. And when Willow turns around, she gets a Bailey to belly from the debuting Davina Rose. Right? And we get Mercedes winning the championship. A week later, whoever the TBS champion is, Davina Rose wins. So now Mercedes has the world, Bailey has the TBS.
Oh, it's like the pandemic all over again.
At Full Gear, they win the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship.
Oh, nigga, you really making this the pandemic? Oh God,
Jesus Christ!
Hold on.
Let him finish.
Hold on.
Let him finish.
No, you cooking. You cooking.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I've said anything bad.
you haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything bad. You didn't say nothing bad.
And you just have this run, this reign, right? And then let's say let's say Revolution.
Okay.
Something happens where they have to defend the titles all in the same night. So they defend the tag team titles, the TBS, and the women's.
Mm.
And they lose the tag team championships to whoever, right? Mercedes loses Bailey loses the TBS championship from a mistake from Mercedes. But Mercedes retains her title. And then you kind of have that back and forth, that little hesitancy, right? And this all leads to Double or Nothing 2027, Davina Rose versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW World Championship. And Miss Rose wins at Double or Nothing. And then you get a summer feud between them two. Thank you.
Put that bitch in New York again. Make it really.
Oh.
Put that bitch in New York.
Bro. Yo.
We would have to get past at that point. We would have to get
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. No, man. Hey, brother. Hey.
Yeah.
When you put that hat on.
We gotta get the garter for that.
Yo.
Ooh, the garter.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. Get Tony on the line. Get fucking Tony on the line.
Man,
I'm gonna get
with that.
I'm gonna get
Again,
that.
I know unrealistic. And I'm not even gonna say unrealistic, honestly. But
get Will on the line.
Do you feel like now more than ever Bailey is closer towards inching out the door?
Oh, dog. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. She counting out the days.
Especially I think if anything that will probably put the battery in her back to move. Like, I'm not saying she may be a part of this, but like I feel like if there were people that they approached about taking cuts, and again, this isn't indicative of who she is, you know, or how see her worth. I think that Bailey, like, there's a conversation to be had that, you know, you talk about the 4 horsewomen. Like, I know, like, her and Sasha definitely for me the most important too. You know, so it's not indicative of how I see her. Like, I think Bailey deserves the world. You know, to have that hugger gimmick and get away from it and be able to like do everything that she did.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like even like the metamorphosis of that, like, you know, being the catalyst for like what Damage Control was, and even though it evolved into something else, like, and everything else that she's done with helping to get other talent over and like giving them their best matches in WWE, she still hasn't been treated the way that the other horsewomen have been treated. You know, like the year that I think it was her and Cody won the same year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah,
40.
It was at 40. Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like she was kind of like an afterthought as being a Royal Rumble winner. A little bit.
She was. Like we being for real, like they kind of put that whole EO Bailey joint to the back burner.
Last year that she got bumped off the card for Becky's return.
Oh, last year, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't want her to leave based off of this idea that she wasn't worthy.
Right.
But at the same time, if it lends itself to us getting what Scott just booked, I feel like, I don't know. I'm never the type of person to feel like, oh, this person should go to AEW, this person should go to WWE, because at the end of the day, it's about whatever that person is comfortable with doing and what they enjoy as far as like a performance standpoint, and what's, you know, better suited for them as far as their livelihood and taking care of their family. But if there was ever one instance where I kind of go against that, it's everything that Scott just said. Because the way that I would love every single instance of what he just said happen in AEW, bro.
If I see this unfold on television, I'm suing somebody.
Copyright infringement.
Because when I say like it may seem unrealistic, I can 100% see them outlining it exactly like that. Because if Bailey comes in, they're not gonna have them wrestle right away. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna play off of that history, right?
Right.
As you should.
And to be honest, kind of like what D said, like Sheamus, for example. I don't even necessarily want to see Sheamus in AEW anymore, right? Because I don't want AEW to fall into like that's where all release talent comes, right?
For 2021 again.
Yeah. So like the remainder of the year, these are the only names I kind of want to see from that. The New Day, Motor City Machine Guns, Kairi Sane, and Bailey. And I feel like from that point, you chill for a year. Just start building up some of the you got to you build some of these other talents, right? And truthfully, you could debut New Day and Kairi Sane at All In, right? I feel like that is the day. That's when you're going to see the debut of the New Day. But we'll see.
I think, and to your point, and how we've been watching the game develop, case in point with just 3 names we've been talking about on the show, HOG, Ashe, and Produce. There is money to be made. There's fame to claim to go back in the indies and really make your stamp. I'm not saying that it's the same kind of energy that y'all individuals are privy to in the trenches and 13, 14, X, Y, and Z. But it does feel like it doesn't always have to be AEW or nothing, right? Like, okay, we're in a market now where indies are on a good space and you can really make your bones go into that route. You can really, and we've seen, shout out to Caprice Coleman, we've seen a pipeline where it's like indies to ROH and them really showcasing what they're about. Would I trip if I saw Sheamus AEW? No, of course not, because I know the matches we're going to get. But to your point, Scott, there's no reason why Sheamus can't do a world tour on the indies and still revitalize. I don't even want to say it like that, because it wasn't like he was putting on bad matches, just he wasn't being booked. But revitalize revitalize the career that we all know and love and take it to another level if that's the route he wants to go.
The emphasis on Sheamus could be, the whole idea surrounding like the bangers. Like you can literally like go wherever now and like have like those quintessential matches now beyond because for me, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, like Sheamus was for a lot of the tail end of his run in WWE, he was a wrestler in a sports entertainment world. Sheamus, there were instances where like Sheamus put on matches like as far as like the build to him, I did not give a shit about. But then once that bell rung, it was like, yeah. So to be in a space where like that's the main emphasis, which is wrestling, like
right.
To your point, House of Glory, like I've been to like countless House of Glory shows throughout the years. Like to see where House of Glory is now, like it's insane. Like I remember House of Glory like show tickets, like general admission tickets being only $20. Now you talking about $40 and $45 for a general admission ticket for standing room at a House of Glory show. It is crazy, like the progress they've made over the last few years. But to see, Sheamus, go against, one of their talents or like somebody from another noted indie, like pop up there to see Sheamus go to Produce, and like, like for the sake of fucking argument, like Sheamus popping up at Fourth Rope. Like these are things that like are actual things now that could happen.
That'd be a hell of a sight.
Bring Sheamus to Ashe.
Sheamus versus Yaya.
Come in that Jordan call. calling himself the Great White Hope.
Oh man.
That's a mega heel if I ever seen one, buddy. God damn.
But yeah, but yeah. So like, but again, these are all like, more forefront and Ashe specifically is just like, bullshit just for sake of bullshit. But like possibilities still do exist of like these guys like popping up in certain places and being able to wrestle now. And like you said, it shouldn't be AEW or nothing at this point. Granted, AEW is on a hot streak, as far as like, and not to like kind of like make this like a WWE AEW thing to get off topic just for a little bit. I feel like that's kind of WWE's issue right now, where like with AEW, and I know like the bullshit narrative is like they don't tell stories, they don't tell stories. I don't know why these people are, having a match. Let's just get this out the way. The reason why you're seeing two people have a match and there's no like build or quote unquote story behind it, they're fucking wrestlers. Their occupation is to wrestle. That's the story. Plain and simple. When the fucking Miami Heat, play the Utah Jazz, there's no rivalry there. It's just the fact that they both play basketball and they just so happen to have to play basketball against each other that night. So that's the ongoing narrative in pro wrestling for anybody who's out there saying, I don't know why people are having a match tonight when they don't have any pre-existing issues. Like, they're wrestlers. So with that said, WWE doesn't do a good job because everything is centered around this idea of internal conflict between two wrestlers that it ultimately culminates in the match, that you can't just put two people on a Raw and go, yo, I want to see them wrestle. Because everything has been centered around this concept that in order for a match to take place within the realm of WWE, there has to be something that took place prior to that happening. There has to be some sort of stake involved in order for this match to be present and presented. And that's the kind of thing that I hate about, their brand of storytelling, because sometimes you just want to see two people who, are really good at what they do, just have a match. And I feel like that's a more relative concept when it comes to pro wrestling as a whole right now, especially with WWE letting a whole bunch of talent slip through their fingers the way that they have. To that point, I know one of the topics, we were going to jump into, and I don't mean to jump the gun, but we were going to talk about MLW. Sheamus and Cross and MLW. Like, that's something that could work. Dijak and Sheamus. Like, these are all of these things that, just off the top of your head, you're saying and going, yo, like, let's go, let's do this. And I feel like that's the exciting thing about what's happening right now, but it sucks that it comes at the cost of people who gave so much to WWE having to leave and go find that now.
Sheamus versus LeBron Cozone.
Oh, God almighty.
Come on, baby. Come on.
That's nasty right there.
So I do have one more topic, and then we got to wrap up because brother is getting a little hungry. You know what I mean? Chad, you have a title defense this week, my boy.
I do.
Yeah. He does. Now, you're probably wondering, like, yo, there ain't no WWE joint app. Well, there is a WWE joint, but nobody cares about that. We're not putting the prestigious World Daytona for fucking Danhausen and JD McDonough. No. You were putting your title on the line for Produce Volume 2, TaigaStyle, this Thursday. And I have the card. And I might do I have a picture so the good folks can see? Hold on. Now, Chaz, are you willing and able to defend your championship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now you willing and able.
Hey, brother. No need to go in the past. We here now. Nolo?
Come on. We go rapid fire these predictions. We'll do the full predictions. Now, D, because you are here, you are more than welcome to jump on these predictions. And if you win, you're more than welcome to come back and defend your title, because this is a traveling title. You know what I mean? So you might be the first person to win these title and go defend it somewhere else. You know what I mean? As long as we have a new champion, that's all that matters to me.
Damn. It's kind of like that.
It's like that, man. There's no.
Hey, I'll be a spectator and just because
respect.
I don't want the smoke in the likely event that things like I win by a fluke, and then now I got you gunning for me, and like
Yeah.
I don't want that on my conscience and on my heart, bro. I got enough stress to deal with on my day-to-day life.
It gets
So
violent.
yeah. So much rather the two battle-tested warriors who this would be the equivalent of adding Charlotte Flair to the Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch match, and I don't want to be Charlotte in this case. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna sit this one out, and
Well, look, let's lock in real quick. Man like DeReese versus Adrian Quest. Chaz, who do you got?
Give me man like.
Nolo.
Man like
for me too. Beastman versus Marco Stunt. Chaz.
I'm gonna go Marco.
Nolo.
Beastman.
I'm gonna go Marco. 6-man tag team action. The main event. Duke Davis, Gannon Jones, and Mikey Montgomery versus G Sharp, Titus Alexander, and Manny Lowe. Chaz.
TME all day, my nigga.
Come on, no low.
I'm gonna go with Manny Lowe and them.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go TME. I'm gonna go TME. Effie versus Fred Rosser. Chaz.
Okay. Give me my guy Effie, man.
No low.
Black Cena.
I am gonna go. I am gonna go with the primetime player, Darren Young. Yeah. Shit, this one I can't fucking wait for. Cowboy Way, Manders, the one called Manders, Thomas Shire, and LeBron Cazone versus Oni King, Tracy Williams, Matt Michael.
Okay, before you get into this prediction, I just want to give a big shout out to my guy Oni King. Like when I say that is my bro right there. So quick story, me and Oni actually know each other from the music scene here. And we connected because I'm not sure a lot of people know this, but he's also a phenomenal, I want to blow up his spot, but he's also a really, really dope artist as well.
That's dope.
Me and him met through music, and then through doing so many shows together, we found out that we were both pro wrestling fans. And so when he started to train a few years ago, I started to go to his shows and stuff. I went to one of his first real shows, and I was there the night that he won the LPW championship. So it's literally my brother right there. So shout out to Oni, man.
Yeah, man. I've become a big fan of Oni, man. He's been killing it. I'm loving his progression. Even down to the first produce joint when he wrestled Dominic, you know what I mean? Great. Yeah, I think he has a great presence. He's gonna go far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaz, your prediction, my boy.
Love the Bron, but I'm gonna go Oni, bro.
Solo Nolo.
Cowboy Way and LeBron.
Yeah, I gotta go with Cowboy Way and LeBron. I gotta go with, you know what I mean? But when I say I'm really looking forward to this match, this is probably my second match of the night. The Gnome, Gabby Perez versus Rina Yagama. Excuse me. My apologies.
Yagami. Yeah.
Yagami.
Give me the gap tooth cutie horse, Gabby.
She got that joint filled in.
Oh, she did. Damn, I liked it. Well, never mind. Give me Gabby.
I'm going with Gabby as well.
Yeah, Gabby. I gotta lean in because I cannot see. Hold on.
Which one?
The Limit, which I believe is Janai Kai, Jordan Blade, Nikki SX or XS, and Steph DeLander versus Ali Catch, Dark Sheik, Emerson Jane, and Johnny Robbie.
That's gonna be a fire one.
That's gonna be a banger.
Facts, boy. Give me.
Hey man, you already know what I'm going for. Because
the first team you said, Scott. The Limit.
The Limit. Yeah. Nola.
Oh, I'm going with The Limit.
Same.
Hey man, they wrestle around here. We got to support.
Gotta rep.
We got to support.
Gotta rep. The bad boy Joey Janela versus Darren Bingston.
Pause for the cause, fellas. I have a guest. Will you just say hello?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Excited to see you.
Come on, peace and love. How you doing?
Hello. Everybody good?
Everybody,
absolutely.
Rapper. This is my mother.
Hello, the rapper.
Call him D.
Hey, D.
How you doing?
Everybody good? You guys did not show up to the cookout. What happened?
I told him that I had
plans.
something going on.
Okay, and then
I can't speak with Scott.
Yeah, I
Life be like that.
it's okay.
Life be like that.
You missed a great time.
It looked like a good time.
It looked like a great time.
It's a great time. It's a great time. So we'll look forward to you next year, okay?
Definitely.
Oh, of course.
Well,
I'll make sure to be there.
See you later.
Y'all make my mom feel good, man. Thank y'all, bro. That means a lot to me.
Man, she a superstar. Man.
Absolutely.
We love her.
But yes, bad boy Joey Janela, Darren Bingston. Who we got?
Darren
I'm going Bingston. Shout out to Joey. I'm sorry, but I'm going Bingston.
Me too. We're gonna skip the battle royal, but the battle royal is significant because it is the debut or the return of the Indies with Andre Chase coming back in the building. Mance Warner versus Mad Dog Conley.
Definitely give me Mance Warner.
I'm also going with Mance Warner.
I'm gonna go Mad Dog. Dog.
Okay.
This is a double title match too.
It is.
Yeah, this is a double.
Damn sure is. Okay.
And then the main event for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Jonathan Gresham challenging for the Pure Championship, a title that he held for many moons against the longest reigning Pure Champion in Ring of Honor history, TaigaStyle Lee Moriarty.
You know what? Fuck it. Give me Gresh. Fuck it.
I'm also going with Jonathan Gresham.
Fuck it.
Oh, good for y'all, man. Good for y'all. I appreciate you. I'm trying to get that belt, baby. I'm trying to get that.
Wicked. Yeah, I can't. Produce has become one of my favorite. They've only done one show, and they're already my favorite promotion.
And I'm so mad that I didn't go to because it was here in Brooklyn too.
That joint looked fire.
So main wrestlers produce each card?
Yes, sir.
Fire.
Yes, sir.
Fire.
Like in November, Darius Lockhart and Darren Bigston will be doing one together. So I can't wait for that joint. But gents, we've came to the end of the rope. We've done a phenomenal show. First of all, let's give it up to my man D, man. Let's give it up for this Deascent, man. I can guarantee we will not wait 4 years for you to come back on this program, bro.
Please don't. Please.
Yeah.
Please come again.
Man,
4 years a long time.
It's like I said before, yo. I'm proud of each and every one of y'all. Low too. I know he's not here, but like he's here in spirit as always. But to see everything that has happened and transpired in the 4 years since I've been on here. Listen, I'm just glad that you guys still felt like I was worthy enough to be back on here. So whenever, wherever, just let me know, man, and I would definitely be back because this is the thing that makes me a fan of pro wrestling, having conversations about it, and more specifically, having conversations with people that look like me. So salute to y'all always and forever.
Major
100%.
salute to you. Yeah, major salute to you, bro. We appreciate you dearly. Like I said, man, like our circle is in family. You know what I mean? Like we don't consider people that come on here like just regular people. Like these are like people that we love and care about. And you absolutely, we love and care about you, bro. So when I say the door is open, bro, you can just hit us up. Hey, yo, can I hop on the pod? Absolutely. It ain't never gonna be a no, dog. Never gonna be a no.
Yeah, never. Open invitation.
Because again, I love just everything that you guys have been doing, and I just hope it continues and continues to elevate because this is the stuff that we definitely need in not just wrestling, but just us as black men being able to sit down and have a conversation about something that we love, whether we agree or disagree, and be able to do so without yelling at each other like we some damn fools. Like,
No.
definitely like feel like this is something that I more so need, to have every so often. So the fact that y'all create this space for us to do that again, I can't sing y'all praises enough, man.
That means a lot, bro.
Thank you. That's all I can say. I appreciate all the beautiful and kind words, man.
Nolo was tweaking a little earlier with yelling, but you know what I mean.
I don't think I
You
yelled.
know, I feel like if Nola does yell, like there's some validity. There's a reason.
Thank you.
There's a reason.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen. I'm just a spectator. So again, y'all speak more consistently. So if I'm wrong, I'm open to being wrong. But the Nola that I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. He just Seth Rollins, you dog. That's crazy.
And more importantly, I just want to say, like, the fun thing about this is that I finally get to like kick it and speak to Chaz, because this is the first time that we've actually got to like sit down and bro out about wrestling. Again, we talk on the timeline every so often, but this is more so of an inclination for me to like definitely be more active whenever I see y'all engaging on the timeline and having conversations. So thank you guys again for having me on.
Yeah, without question, bro. And like I said, genuine open invitation, man. Anytime you want to slide through, we gonna make it happen, man. Like I said, the fact that it took 4 years to get you back on, man, like that's a mistake on my part, man. But it was never, like I said, we've had conversations off the timeline. I know you've had conversations with everybody, but this was a beautiful episode. You know what I mean? So thank you for tapping in with us. You can find me by permission of Mrs. Underwood on my social medias. You know what I mean? Please go buy the books. Yes. Brother to the Night, Volume 1, 2, Your Love is Necessary. My final book coming in 2027. We're going to make it happen. Honey and Holy Water.
Hey. You can find me on X, IG, Blue Sky, at BGW Pod, at Rally of the Leaf. You can follow the main page at BGW Pod on those same 3 platforms. Until the Final Whistle had an episode this week where we talked mostly about some damn soccer. But that was cool. It was a great time. Who knows when we coming back? But we'll let y'all know.
D, tell the people where we can find you, brother.
Okay, you can find me on mainly Instagram, Threads, X here and there at Deascent, DeaScent. You can find me on TikTok at Call Me Deascent. Most recently, I dropped the Substack, not necessarily wrestling related, but I will be talking more about hip hop on that. So if you're a hip hop fan, I have more than 20 years of experience in the music industry, Also close to a decade of experience writing for pop culture website covering hip hop. So if you're interested in my thoughts on hip hop culture, not necessarily music, but the behavior surrounding hip hop culture and how it affects music, hit me up and check me out on Substack as well. Here we go.
Almanac Show just dropped 200. Shout out to motherfucking them. Locker Room Lead, the rebrand is just fine. Until the final whistle, y'all think I know football? You fucking don't. So listen to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Scotland Words of Life, they right there. D-Mac Boxing Corner, my nigga D be rapping. He be dropping wisdom, the jewels, and hip hop. Go listen to that. And for me, y'all know what I do, man. Ladies Who Collective Volume 9 tomorrow. God bless.
Come on. BGW, you already know the brand is healthy. You already know. Takesha, not so much. We out of here. Deascent, appreciate you, brother. We love you. Until next time, everybody, we are out.
Peace out to my.
You with a little bit more pep in your voice, nigga.
Man, fuck you, nigga.
My mother says such language. That's the show. Let's wrap the show up.
We out, everybody.
My bad. My bad.